Jaden Atwood set to kick it away for Emery. And Alexander Meredith, A.J. Meredith, heck of a safety for the Bears, back to receive. Takes a high bounce. He'll catch it at the 12-yard line, across the 15 to the 20, down the sideline, and push back after he gets across the 25 to the 26-yard line. And that's where Summit Academy will start their opening drive of this semifinal football game.
Yeah, so here we go. Again, last one of the night here. A little different playing under the lights here in this particular stadium. We were talking about it before the game. It's a little dimly, I shouldn't say a little dimly, it's a little dimmer here. This is a soccer stadium. The lights are actually in the corners, very much unlike a lot of the football fields. So a little bit different, may have to get adjusted to that particular lighting here in the stadium, but we'll see how it goes.
Makoviak in the pistol with Larson behind him, takes a snap, gives to Larson off the left side, and he'll be wrapped up quickly after a gain of a yard to the 27.
Yeah, nice job here on this right side defensive end. The guy's coming up making a nice stop. They're only a gain of 1. And Emery wants to get you in a throwing down situation. They're good in the backfield, in the secondary. They've got athletes back there that can run with you.
I think that was Gavin Bernard that made that tackle.
I just looking for that one. Glad you came up with that one.
Makoviak with Larson to his left in the backfield. 2 receivers to the left. Drops to pass. Throws down the middle and intercepted. The Emery Spartans come up with the interception. Picking it off down the seam is Ty Yost.
And that's what I was just talking about. Emery wants to get you in a down where you've got to throw the ball because they are so athletic in the secondary. And it showed right there. First pass, and it's picked off as Ty Yost, a senior for the Emery Spartans and one of the leaders there on the defensive side of the ball. You'll see him all over the field tonight.
So Emery will start their first drive on the Summit Academy 42-yard line. And that brings out to Trevin Gilbert and company for the Spartans. Empty backfield, 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Shotgun formation for Gilbert. He's going to send a man in motion right to left. Takes a snap, drops back to pass, steps up in the pocket, has time, wide open down the seam, and there he goes. Porter Hergsman to the house. Touchdown, Spartans.
And that's just what we talked about in the pregame there. This is a high-powered offense. They can put points up in a hurry, and that's just how they did it. Is Herdsman just goes right down the seam, right down the middle of the field. And I don't know if that's a blown coverage. Obviously, there was nobody within 10 to 15 yards of him. It was just a matter of catching the ball and then turning and running into the end zone. Great play call.
So Herdsman with the touchdown, and now Atwood on for the extra point for the Spartans. Snap is good, the hold is down, kick is up, and it is good. So with 11:09 to go in quarter number 1, Emery strikes early, leading 7-0 over Summit Academy in this 2A semifinal on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Meredith back to receive the kickoff for Summit Academy. Kick will go away from him. Bronson Dixon's going to touch it, pick it up, and he'll be out of bounds. And because he touched it, it'll be placed there at the 23-yard line where he stepped out of bounds.
How about Porter Herdsman getting back to Emery on that last scoring drive? That is his 52nd catch on the year, Robert. He came in with 805 yards receiving on the year. 12 touchdowns will add to it right there.
Yeah, so it's been 47 seconds since Summit Academy started their opening drive, and they trail 7-0.
Yeah, that's why I say, boy, it's too hard to try and chase teams down. You hate to get behind early. Now they're obviously not out of it. They just need to answer right here.
Hand off to Larson. He'll dive ahead across the 25 to the 26 for a pickup of 3 yards.
Yeah, people up front doing a nice job for Emery right there. I believe that was Blake Sitterud up top. There was a Spartan that come in and got him around the ankles as well, but held him to 3 yards right there. And again, if you're Summit Academy, you don't panic right here. You're okay. Go with your game plan here. Get the jitters out.
Makoviak in the gun. Hands it off to Larson again, tries to get to the edge, got some blocks, cuts inside, down the sideline he goes, makes a man miss as he goes to the 50-yard line and is brought down just shy of it at the 49. A big run for Liam Larson.
Just what we talked about. Don't panic, stay with your game plan, and they go to the outside. He gets up the edge and then comes back through the midfield stripe, and I believe that was Deacon Mangum came in and saved that one right there, but showing a little speed right there on the outside.
Again, he had a big game last week, did Larson. And they put that one right on the 50, it looks like is where they'll put it. I had Larson last week for 257 yards.
Wow.
Takes the handoff again, does Larson, follows those lead blockers, gets a stiff arm, and is brought down by Bernard at the 48-yard line for a gain of 2.
Yeah, nice job to get in there and bring him down from the backside, only a gain of 2, because it looked like it might go for a little more than what they got out of it. But still, again, stay with the running game right here. It's been very effective so far.
Second down and 8 now for the Bears. 9:45 to go in quarter number 1. 7-0 Emery. 2 receivers go wide right for the Bears. Makoviak in the gun with Larson to his right. Takes the snap, drops the pass, looking, throws across deep down the middle for Edmonds, and it'll be incomplete as he overthrows everybody. Yost downfield in coverage.
Yeah, probably wise to throw that one away because Yost was with him stride for stride. Just a post pattern going right down the center of the field. And
the passing game for Summit Academy that makes them a tough matchup is Lively and Edmonds. They're both big, tall targets. Going to be taller than most defensive backs they face.
Absolutely.
3 receivers bunched tight right. And there will be a flag on the play as the left side, they will blow this one dead. He went way early.
I think the left tackle
was pulling. And
got a head start, and he knows it because he wanted to get out in front, and he pulled to go across the formation and heading to that right side. Just got a little early jump. Well, he's got some good size, too. Does that left tackle for Summit Academy. I was going to see if I can get a number for you.
79, is that right?
I thought it was 79, yeah, and that's Jack Troster.
Yep.
6'3" junior, goes 260 here on the stat sheet, so got some size up front.
3rd and 13 now for the Bears. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Makoviak in the gun with Larson to his right in the backfield. 2 seconds on the play clock, and they're not going to get it off as the flag will fly. Back-to-back penalties on the Bears will make it now 3rd and 18.
Boy, you just can't do that in a game like this where you're playing a team like Emery. So yeah, 2 penalties, and all of a sudden, instead of being 3rd down and 8 or so, now you're way back. And you've got to be careful right here.
Yep. 3rd and 18 for the Bears, down 7-0 here in the first quarter of this 2A semifinal football game. Winner moves on to play the Machine, San Juan.
That'll be a fun one.
They're breaking the huddle barely in time again, down to 4 seconds in the play clock. Makoviak drops the pass, underneath route. That one's going to be caught out to the 50-yard line as they get it out there to Beckham Meredith. Make it 4th and 10.
Yeah, Quade Olvison comes up, makes sure he doesn't get any further, takes him down right at the 50-yard line. And I might be a touch surprised if they go for it right here. Not that because it's at the midfield stripe, but because you've got a 4th down and 10. So you hate to give Emery a short field if you're a Summit Academy fan.
They take the snap, though, fake the handoff. Makoviak rolls, throws downfield for Meredith again, makes the catch. Beckham Meredith able to haul it into the 30-yard line for a 1st down, and moving the chains are the Bears.
And once again, that's why I'm in the booth and not on the sideline, because they obviously know their personnel well, and they dialed up the perfect call right there as Meredith just kind of reaches out, stretches out, makes the catch, and gets out of bounds. That's a great play call. That's the kind of plays you look back on. If you win this game, you say, that's one of the key plays in the ball game right there. Got him 20 yards.
On 4th and 10, they get 20. Handoff to Larson, right side. Had a lot of room to run. Great push by the offensive line. He'll get inside the 25 to the 24-yard line for a gain of 6.
Boy, he just hit the hole full speed. The kid can get up to full speed in a hurry. And gives them a lot of options on a 2nd down and a long 3 as to what they may want to do. Got the wide open, the near side of the field is the wide side. Let's see if they don't try to run something this side now.
Double twin set here from Makoviak with an empty backfield. Make it trips right, 2 left.
I don't know if he's got help over the top right here. Goes to the right instead.
Pass underneath. That one's going to be caught. Is it Edmonds, I believe, that makes the catch? Yes, it is Edmonds.
Great play call. They got him on a first down real quick, just to the outside. I was looking near side here, Robert, because they had single coverage on both receivers here to the near side. But smart, wisely, they go to that far side there and get the first down.
6-yard gain on the pass to Edmonds.
I really like what they're doing here, and their play calling has really been very efficient here on this drive.
4 receivers stacked to the left. Takes a snap, handoff to Larson, makes a man miss, takes a shot, got hit by his own lineman, really, and got spun around. He's going to gain about 2 yards down to the 17-yard line.
Yeah, he did take a pretty good shot there, spun him around all the way around, and then went down after about a yard and a half.
Yeah, just a yard. So 2nd down and 9 for the Bears at the Emery 17-yard line.
What a great answer this would be if Summit Academy can punch this one in.
Tight left, 2 receivers right. Koviak gives to Larson again, and he gets swallowed up in the backfield. Bernard's having a big game defensively for the Spartans as he was leading the charge on that one, along with Braxton Butler.
Yeah, both those kids were right there on the spot.
Loss of 3 on the play. So 3rd and 12.
I would think they'll be in 4-down territory. I may be wrong. They may want to come out and kick it, but I think they're going to have to score points to stay with Emery tonight.
Trips right. Underneath, pass to Meredith, makes a man miss, and he's going to get down inside he's right at the 10. That'll make it 4th and about a yard for the Bears.
The inside slant, and the ball was a little behind him. He had to adjust to kind of stop, kind of reach back, grabs the ball, and then continues on upfield. Does a really nice job to get close to that marker, and now looks like I think they will go for it on a 4th and 2.
And they're going to bring Lyman in, the heavy back. 4th and 2. Makoviak with Lyman to his left. Takes a snap, gives to Lyman. Lyman straight ahead, picks up the first down inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line. 1st and goal for Summit Academy.
Wow, give the people up front all the credit in the world right there. As those interior linemen just sealed their man both to the right and to the left, and he wasn't touched until he was about 5 yards through and up for a first down. 1st
and goal from the 3. Makoviak takes a snap, gives to Lyman again, bounces outside, cuts back inside, lowers the shoulder, stays on his feet before being brought down. It's going to be basically no gain, it looks like, on the play. A lot of action for not a lot of yards.
Oh, I love his effort. As he had people hanging all over him. Calvin Lyman, just 5'9", 175, but he gets low, and he really has a great center of gravity as he took three different defenders with him there.
So 2nd and goal from the 3. Makoviak with now Bronson Dixon in. Pistol formation for Makoviak. Takes a snap, fakes to Dixon, hands to Lively on the end around, cuts inside and into the end zone. Touchdown, Summit Academy. Lively takes it in from 3 yards out.
How about that play call, Robert?
Yeah.
Everybody went with the inside back, and then he turns and with the counter gives it back to the back coming from left to right. And he had to make one man miss, basically, and got into the end zone. Great play call and a great answer by the Bears right here to tie this up potentially here with this point after.
So the extra point coming up now for Summit Academy to try to tie the game, as you mentioned. Snap is good, and
somebody moved.
Whistle's going to blow.
Yep. Little false start here on the offense. They'll move them back 5.
So I'll get a longer try at it.
Summit Academies, they've got a good kicker. He can he's got some distance. I don't think this will be any more of a problem for him.
Snap is good. Hold is down. The kick is up. Yeah, plenty of leg on that one, and it's good. 5:19 to go in the first quarter in this 2A semifinal. Emery 7, Summit Academy 7 on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
With Chevy trucks, be ready for adventure. With power you can count on. Capability that doesn't compromise. A hard-working EV with more range than any competitor. And the potential to take you anywhere. Get 0% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups, plus make no monthly payments for 90 days. Or get $6,350 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
You're watching live high school sports action on TeamHive.live.
Welcome back here to Zions Bank Stadium in Harriman, and a tie ball game in this 2A semifinal. Emery and Summit Academy all squared up, and now the Spartans getting set to receive a kick for the first time today. Kick is away. Yost will back up and take it at about the 9-yard line, brings it out across the 10 to the 15 to the 20, cuts back inside, makes a man miss to the 30, and he'll be bottled up at the 35-yard line. But a great return from Ty Yost, and good field position for Emery.
Yeah, give some credit there to the special teams coaches. You could see how that was set up for the return game right there, as the wall was set to come here to the near side. He follows it well, and then just turns on the jets, gets up through the defenders right to the 35. So,
well, Emery's ran one offensive play in this game. It was a 42-yard touchdown, and we'll see if Summit Academy can make him work a little harder this time around. Gilbert with a double twin set and a back to his right in the backfield. Takes a snap. Quick wide receiver screen pass out to Herdsman. Able to get a block. Down the sideline he goes to the 40, 30, hesitates to the 25, and he'll be knocked out of bounds by Meredith at the 15-yard line. Make it the 13-yard line for Herdsman, and the Spartans are knocking on the door again.
And if you've watched Emery before, that's a bread and butter play for them. They love to throw that out in the near flat and just get upfield. And you can see the speed right there by Herdsman. Already he's got to be getting close to 100 yards in receiving.
94, two catches for 94 yards. That was a 52-yard play. Gilbert hands off this time to Yost. Yost bouncing through, and he'll be pushed back after a gain of about 4, maybe 5 inside the 10-yard line to the 9.
Yeah, trying to work off that left tackle right there, and got what he could out of it. Defense really did a pretty good job right there, swarming on that far side. And again, as you're watching here on TeamHive.live, you can see there's good size up front.
Yeah, they've got size.
For Summit Academy and Emery as well. They both got size here.
2nd and 6 from the 9 for the Spartans. Gilbert with Yost to his right, double twin set. Bears showing pressure, and Emery ends up jumping.
That pressure is that linebacker come running up like he was coming on a blitz, and then as he backed off, Emery just couldn't hold it any longer and got caught right there for movement up front.
And that's tough. It's it's tough on those linemen when things are changing and you don't know what you can't see behind you, so you don't know what the quarterback's doing. And so a little bit of a delay in things, and that'll cause that to happen. Takes the snap, does Gilbert. Throws out of the backfield to Yost to the 10-5. Touchdown, Emery. As Yost comes out of the backfield for the 14-yard touchdown reception.
Again, they love to throw out in the flat, and it pays off for them. As Summit Academy was just got caught inside there on the play. Could not recover in time because Ty Yost has got some wheels. He can really run, and once he got the ball, there just wasn't anybody there to catch him.
So Emery goes right back on top, 13-7. Atwood on for the extra point. Snap was good. Kick is up, and it is good. So with 3:50 to go in the first quarter of this 2A semifinal. Emery 14, Summit Academy 7 on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
My parents know nothing about gaming. I told them we needed Centricom Fiber because it's by far the fastest and most reliable internet speeds.
Hey bud, dinner's ready. Time to turn off the game box.
Alright, this round's almost over.
You're watching live high school sports action on TeamHive.live.
Atwood with his approach to kick it away for the Spartans. Kick is up. Meredith will drift back and take it at the 9-yard line for Summit Academy. Out to the 20. Bounces to the outside of the 25. Lowers the shoulder there. And crawls forward to get back to the 25, 26 it looks like is where they might have it. And that's where Summit Academy will start their next drive, down 14-7 in this semifinal game.
Yeah, pretty nice coverage right there as Spartans come down. Cover that one up. And once again, we talked about it in the pregame. expect some fireworks here tonight. Expect some big numbers as already. There's Emery with 2 touchdowns on the board. How many plays have they run so far tonight?
5.
5 plays with 14 on the board.
Well, one of those is a penalty, so 4 plays.
Okay, there you go. Pretty efficient.
Instead of man in motion, that was Lively. They throw underneath. That one's going to be caught by Edmonds, I believe, and he'll be pushed back after a short gain. They've got him out to the 30 for a gain of about 4.5, 5 yards on the pass to Edmonds.
Well, that's a great catch by Bo Edmonds. He kind of had to reach back, and it was thrown. There was some mustard on that ball. And you watch right here. Turns, makes the catch, gets what he can out of it.
So it makes it 2nd down and 6 for the Bears. Trips right, 2 receivers to the left, empty backfield for Makoviak. Takes the snap, drops the pass, looking to his right, throws to his right, has a man that's caught by Meredith, and he'll get across the 40 out to the 43-yard line for a 1st down.
Boy, Meredith just goes down to the 40. He stands right on the numbers. He turns right there. There's a soft spot in the zone. He just turns around, and they throw a strike, just a rope to him. The defense was getting back and couldn't recover in time to defend the pass. That's a great play call right there.
13-yard gain.
Pretty safe pass right there, and throws it on the money.
Makoviak takes the snap, pitches it out to Larson. Larson with blockers, cuts up inside, and he'll be tripped up and brought down to the 50-yard line, just across the 50 to the 49 for a gain of 8.
He's one of those backs, really, Robert, that can be at full speed in about 2 steps.
Yeah.
He can turn, and he is up the field in a heartbeat. Got a nice kick-out block by the one lineman here on the near side.
So 2nd down and 2 for the Bears.
And again, sorry, Robert, you look at Summit, they've got some really good size up front.
Yes, they do. Hand off to Larson again. He gets wrapped up as he got to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play as the Emery defensive line comes through. Calvin Hadfield.
That's exactly who it was. 5'7", but he goes 215. He's a senior as Hadfield, and he really plugged the hole right there.
So 3rd down and 2 for the Bears. They'll go 2 receivers to the right. That's Edmonds and Meredith. Lively to the left. 2 backs in the backfield. Makoviak takes the snap, pumps, now steps up, going to tuck and run himself. He ran into a brick wall. Nowhere to go.
Might have been better served, Robert. I don't mind him running the ball at all, but he might have had a little more room to the outside. Thought he could get up through the hole, and then all of a sudden it just closed in a heartbeat. And now, once again, decision time. I think they'll go for it on a 4th down and short 3, 2.5.
And they credit Hadfield with the tackle on that one again. 1:37 to go in the 1st quarter. 14-7. Emery with the lead. And
Summit's not real sure.
They're going to go ahead and call a timeout.
Yeah.
So timeout called by the Bears here in this 2A semifinal football game. Emery leads 14-7, minute and a half to go in the 1st quarter. We'll take the break with them on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
I'm Dr. Brandon Beck, and I'm one of the general surgeons at Central Valley Medical Center. One of the best parts of my job as a general surgeon is to interact with a wide variety of people. And many of those people have experienced chronic conditions or painful things for many years. And there is nothing better than helping them to work through those conditions and to have an improved quality of life. I'm happy to be back in Utah at Central Valley Medical Center serving the people in our community.
You're watching live high school sports action on TeamHive.live.
We're back here at Zions Bank Stadium in Harriman. 4th and 2 for the Bears as we come out of the timeout. Makoviak takes the snap, gives to Lively. Lively turns up the field, and he's going to pick up the 1st down to the 46-yard line, maybe the 45, to move the chains for the Bears on 4th down.
Yeah, I love his game. Lively is very athletic. Not a bad choice to get the ball to him and let him work his way upfield. Obviously, he gets the 1st down. As I mentioned, this team is loaded with athletes.
Yeah.
You talked about the receiving core. They're all big, tall, lanky, physical kids. You've got a back that can really get up through the hole. This is a capable team.
They'll split a receiver wide left. Will the Bears? Makoviak in the gun. Takes a snap, gives to Larson. Larson following the lead blocker, bounces to the outside, and gets tripped up by Yost at the 40-yard line. He'll fall to the 39 for a gain of 6.
And if Yost doesn't get him, there's still one block out in front that if he can get past Yost, he might be able to get around that final block and get up the field. Great play by Yost to save that one.
Makes it 2nd down and 4 for the Bears. 40 seconds remaining here in quarter number 1. I'll split Meredith and Edmonds to the right. So they bring to the left to Lively and Dieters. Makoviak drops to pass, looking across the middle, throws underneath route and off the hand of Lively. Great coverage, though, down the field by the Spartans as they had him blanketed with Braxton Butler.
Yeah, they did, and that's what I talked about. I like their secondary. Very athletic. They can cover. They can recover in a real hurry, too, if they seem to get beat. But, yeah, nice job right there.
So 3rd down and 4 for the Bears. In Emery territory, the 39-yard line, 14-7 Emery leads.
And Summit Academy has shown they're not afraid of the 3rd down and the 4th down plays where they've got to get yardage. They seem to be able to pick it up.
Give to Larson off the right side, lowers the shoulder. He's going to be near the 1st down, but it looks to be about a foot short. So make it 4th and short.
Yeah, trying to run off that right tackle. Looked like he might just get there, but got tripped up at the last second. And again, another 4th down call. And I don't know if this is 2nd one or 3rd one already for the Bears.
3rd, yep.
3rd one already.
Pistol formation, but the first quarter ends first. So through 1 quarter of play in this 2A semifinal, it's number 2 Emery 14, number 6 Summit Academy 7. The Bears facing 4th down, and we come back on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
This is Nate Christensen at Zions Bank. We're not just your bank, we're your neighbors. And with a branch right around the corner, we're here for you wherever you are. For all your personal and business banking needs, come visit us and let us show you how Zions Bank is for you.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centricom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
They bring Lyman back into the Bears on a straight-ahead dive, and once again, Calvin Lyman picks up the 1st down for Summit Academy as he gets across the 35 to the 34. Needed 1, got 2.
And he started a long ways back in the backfield as he had a full head of steam when he hit the hole. But I love the resiliency of this Summit Academy Bears team. It doesn't seem to bother them to have to be in a 3rd down, 4th down situation needing yards.
Pistol formation again. Makoviak takes the snap, drops the pass, throws the out route. That's going to be caught. Meredith with room to run. Cuts back inside as he gets inside the 20 down to the 17-yard line.
That's just a quarterback and a receiver that have played a lot of football together. A little bit of a timing route as he goes down the sideline, plants that back foot, turns, and here comes the ball on its way. Really well done.
68 receiving yards already for Becca Meredith, a sophomore receiver for the Bears.
Wow.
Dieters wide right, 3 to the left. Makoviak pitches to Larson. Larson with blockers in front, cuts back inside, follows those lead blockers. He's going to be near a 1st down.
Well, he just had a convoy out in front of him. As you'll see the line just shift and turn and go to the left side. 54 pulls, as does 65 as they get out in front, and he just follows along behind. That's Dallin Young and Connor Brown, and just tucks in behind them and gets it up the field. And now you've got all kinds of opportunities, plays you could call here on a 2nd and short.
Pistol formation. Makoviak takes a snap.
There's
End
one.
around, it comes to Lively, has blockers in front, gets to the 10, 5, cuts inside, dives to the end zone. He's going to be just short of the 1-yard line. And that'll make it 1st and goal for the Bears.
Yeah, that's a great play call to get him coming around the end here on the outside. I was thinking if he'd have stayed all the way to the far outside, he might have got in, but he had a defender running with him. Dives. Ooh, I'll tell you, Robert.
That was close.
Yeah, he might have been in.
1st and goal from inside the 1-yard line for the Bears.
About as close as you can get to the goal line with the ball.
Bronson Dixon comes in at the running back position. Makoviak takes a snap, gives to Dixon, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Summit Academy. And a flag comes in at the end of the play.
Once again, a great answer by the Bears to come right back with a chance to tie this one up. I assume somebody...
I'm wondering if they're wondering about calling out a late hit. The whistles took a long time to come. And Dixon had stopped running because he knew he was in the end zone, but the whistles hadn't blown yet, and so he wasn't expecting a hit, but we'll see what they call. It looks like they are going to call it on somebody on Emery. So
if that is the case, I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, it's going to be a personal foul. And again, those whistles took so long to come that it's hard to fault a kid right there.
And the flag came from the very far backside official, back on the backside of the goal line.
Looking for the extra point, though, to tie the game now. Summit Academy kick is up, and it is good with 9:50 to go in the first half. It is Emery 14, Summit Academy 14 in this 2A semifinal on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
You're watching live high school sports action on TeamHive.live.
We're back here at Zions Bank Stadium, and Summit Academy elected to have that penalty be assessed on the kickoff, so they will kick from the Emery 45-yard line.
And you've got some different choices to make here if you're Summit Academy. Do you go ahead and try an onside right here, kick it high, and then get your coverage team down near the end zone? We'll see what they do.
Emery playing for that potential onside kick. There's the approach. And they will go with the onside high bounce. It'll be picked up at the 20-yard line, 21-yard line for the Spartans. Is that Kate Ryan or was that
Olveson? Did a really nice job drifting back and made that catch. That was a smart, heady play on his part. Senior backed off and went back behind the initial line of people, and that ball bounced high over a Spartan's head, and then he came in on backside, made that catch. That was a nice play.
Go forward to get to the 22-yard line, so that's where Emery will start their next drive. And a tie ball game, 14-14. Treading touchdowns. The first interception thrown of the game on that first drive by Summit Academy gave Emery the advantage, but since then it's been back and forth. Gilbert with back to his left, double twin set, drops the pass, pumps, looking down the sideline, has a man as he beats his man deep, and he makes the catch down to the 45-yard line as he connects with Hayden Abrams for a big play for the Spartans.
Wow, perfectly thrown ball. He pumped, he faked the underneath route, and Summit bid on it, and Hayden Abrams just on a fly route, just flying down that near side, right down the outside hash marks, goes up high and makes the catch. Talon Hill, the junior cornerback, catches up with him and makes the tackle. But boy, how sharp does Emery look tonight, especially in the passing game?
32-yard gain. Gilbert, empty backfield, drops the pass, steps up in the pocket, throws across the middle, able to complete the pass. Down the seam they go, breaking a tackle to the 5. Is he in? Touchdown, Emery, as he connects with Deacon Mangum for the 45-yard touchdown pass.
How good is Trevin Gilbert? He can throw it on a rope, on a wire, or he can put a little soft touch. Watch this one. Just floats it over the top of the defender, and the catch is made, and then the race is on. Mangum gets into the end zone. You know, Gilbert, we talked about earlier, coming into this game, over 2,300 yards passing, 28 touchdowns, and he is just adding to his totals here tonight.
So they're ready for the extra point, and it is up and good. So with 9:09 to go in the first half, Emery 21, Summit Academy 14 on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
This school year will be different.
This year, I'll do my assignments on time.
I will listen to my teacher.
I solemnly swear.
I won't eat any glue.
I'll do my homework every night.
Every night.
Research? No problem.
School, I got this.
This year will be different. Visit Centricom.com to power your education with the best internet experience. Everyone succeeds with School to the Power of Centricom.
You're watching live high school sports action on TeamHive.live.
Well, the Emery Spartans have ran 6 plays. They're 5 for 5 passing for 186 yards, and they ran 1 4-yard rush.
Wow.
Here comes the return now for Summit Academy. They'll get out to the 35-yard line. Will Meredith for the Bears. And that's where Summit Academy will start their next drive, down 21-14.
Now tell me those stats one more time, Robert.
6 plays total for Emery. Trevin Gilbert, 5 for 5 passing for 186 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Wow.
And then 1 rushing play for 4 yards.
Phenomenal to have those kind of numbers that quick in a ball game like this. And I knew coming into this one, I watched Emery do this. I've seen them go up and down the field, and they're doing it again here tonight. Amazing to watch. Now, equally amazing is Summit Academy's ability to answer. And once again, they're being asked. You got to answer right here.
Hand off to Larson. Larson up the middle. Short gain across the 30 to the 31 for a pickup of 1. Or 36, excuse me, for a pickup of 1. Now the difference for Summit Academy is that their 2 touchdown drives, one was a 16-play drive, the other a 14-play drive.
Exactly.
So they've ran 32, 33 plays and have scored 1 less touchdown than the Spartans, who have ran 6 plays.
Unbelievable. And maybe this game comes down to who scores last in this one. I don't know. The way it's going.
2nd and 9. Makoviak fakes the handoff, rolls the pass, looking for Meredith, and unable to haul it in was Meredith. It looked like he was going to be able to pull that one down and couldn't quite do it. Good coverage downfield by the Spartans.
Yeah, Porter Herdsman in there on the coverage, and also coming in helping out was Jackson Johnson. He took a pretty good shot right there at the end of that play, right there.
Yeah.
But a pretty nicely thrown ball. Just a lot of contact to try and hang on to that thing.
3rd and 9. 9.5, according to where the ball looks right now. 8:27 to go in the half. 3 receivers bunched to the right, 1 to the left, and Coach Ramallo wants to talk about it. An Emery timeout called. We'll take it with him. 21-14, Emery leads Summit Academy in this 2A semifinal on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
As a urologist, my job includes treating kidney stones, diagnosing, treating prostate cancer, and other disorders of the urinary system. Here at CVMC, specialists and primary care physicians all work very closely together.
As a family physician, being able to have continuity of care and direct relationships with our specialists is something we're very fortunate to have here.
I'm Dr. David Sewell, board-certified urologist. I'm proud to provide state-of-the-art care here at Central Valley Medical Center.
You're watching live high school sports action on TeamHive.live.
Earlier scores today, San Juan beat Delta 54-14 in the other 2A semifinal. Delta put up a good fight for quite a while, but eventually it was San Juan pulling away. They didn't get to the running clock until 2 minutes left, but they ended up with the 40-point win.
Yeah, San Juan got a couple in late in that one, and so made it look a little more than probably should have been.
Handoff on the reverse to Dieters, cuts inside after the kick-out block. Down the sideline as he broke through an arm tackle. Will be brought down short of the first down, but a nice run for Dieters. Makes it about 4th and 2.5.
Yeah, shows the speed right there. As just a little misdirection, they counter back to the opposite side, far side. And he does a nice job getting to the outside, ran through an arm tackle, and then got close to a first down. And once, here we are again, Robert. 4th down and 1. From their own 44, and I assume they will go for it one more time. This is the 4th time, I believe, they've had to go for it on 4th down?
Gotten it every time.
Yep.
Makoviak takes the snap. Gives to Lively on the end around. Picks up the first down and more. A stiff arm across the 50 as he breaks the tackle down the sideline to the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, but is that a flag back here? Yes, it is.
Uh-oh.
At the 46-yard line.
Boy, how about the speed by Lively? Because I thought they were going to catch him, and he just turned on the Jets. And I think it's coming back. That's too bad for the Bears right there. Obviously, we won't get a number on it, but
there's going to be a hold against Summit Academy, so that will move them back. It happened at 2 yards downfield, so take them back to the 36, which makes it 4th and 9.
And that would have been a first down on their fourth down try. And now you're almost going to have to punt this one away. That's almost too much, too big of a task on a 4th down and 9, especially from your own 36. I think they'll kick this one away.
Yeah, and they do bring on the punt team. Bronson Dixon will, excuse me, not Bronson Dixon. That'll be Talon Taylor back to kick it away. Let's see, is it Herdsman to receive? Didn't catch the number for Emery. Taylor takes the snap. Got a good kick. It is Herdsman back there to receive. And it'll take a Emery bounce back towards the 40-yard line before Summit Academy touches it down at the 39. I think they're just going to go ahead and put it on the, they will put it on the 39-yard line. That's where Emery will start their drive with a chance to go up 2 scores for the first time today.
Well, and if they'll stay on their average, Robert, it should just take 2 plays to get this one in the end zone. That's how it's been so far for the Spartans tonight.
Yes, it has. 6 plays, 3 touchdowns.
And it looked like Summit Academy had another answer for him, but the holding call obviously really hurt there.
Gilbert sends man in motion right to left. That's Herdsman's. Takes a snap, gives to Herdsman. Trying to get on the end around. Cuts up the field. Whoa. Takes a shot as he turned the corner at the 44-yard line for a gain of 5.
Talon Hill.
Ooh, and a Summit Academy player.
Yeah, down
in some
on the
pain.
field. Yeah, Talon Hill made the hit. I don't know if that's Talon that's down. I don't think so. It was a heck of a collision right there.
Holding his left knee, it looks like. Hope that he's all right.
Yeah, good sportsmanship by the coaches here from Emery as they go out to check on him, and then
actually wasn't someone involved in the play at all. Right there on the that's down. It's Miles Carlton, a freshman D end. You saw him go down behind the play actually, while still engaged with a defensive player.
And you see that more times than not. You see sometimes those players, a non-contact injury sometimes will grab them, and you hope that he'll be okay down there. Yeah, I think he was reaching for his knee as well. Playing on the artificial surface here tonight, and of course both of these teams play on similar surfaces in their home stadiums. They both have artificial. If you haven't been to Emery's new facility, that might be as nice a facility as you'll see in the state.
Yeah, great facility.
Great facility, great stands. Just all around that facility. They've got a great indoor facility right behind the field. They've got a softball, baseball that'll rival anybody. It's just a really, really nice place.
So Carlton comes to his feet. He's being helped off the field, favoring that left leg. Again, we hope he's okay. And if has the opportunity, can return and play here today.
And again, good-looking athlete is Miles Carlton. And as you said, just a freshman, 6 feet, 200-pound freshman. The kid's got a future here in the game.
Yeah. So it'll be a 2nd down and 5 for the Bears.
I'm not sure.
Or for the Spartans, excuse me, not the Bears.
Not sure what's going on over on the far sideline there, Robert, as the officials have gone over to that sideline. And
yeah,
I don't know, they're talking to somebody. I don't know if a fan came down near the side or exactly what went on there, but holding the game up here for a minute.
Yeah, it is.
Not sure if they might have asked someone politely to leave the stadium. I'm not sure, but it got a little interesting over on that far side for a moment.
And they're still staying over there. They continue to.
Yeah,
they are have a fan be escorted out.
And that's too bad. I know emotions run high in these games, and
so as a result, both teams are huddled up on their respective sidelines while they wait for
like
those
I said, obviously
administrators to take care of fans and stadium staff as well.
And like I said, yeah, the emotions can run really high in these games, especially when you get here at least late in the playoffs, and you want your kids to do so well. And sometimes the emotions bubble over the top, which is probably what happened here. And so we're still holding the game up, it looks like, for a minute.
Yeah, their officials are staying over there. Continues to say that you've got to leave. With 7:08 to go here in the half. They're asking the PA to actually ask security to go assist. So they'll work their way out. It remains at 2nd down and 5 for the Spartans at their own 44-yard line.
And now, it's going to take just a moment. Kids, the kids I'm sure didn't know what was going on.
Right.
So now they've kind of, figured things out. Now get yourself settled down, get back to playing football. Everybody needs to kind of get their emotions back in check and get back to the game at hand here.
The officials have made their way back onto the field now.
And I'll be honest with you, I have no idea what that was all about. Unfortunately, had the injury here on this side. And
I don't know if it was the parent of that injured player. Who knows? But
you hope not. You hope it's. You just hope all the cooler heads prevail, and
the officials are going to come over and talk to Coach Fimaldo about the situation. Coaching staffs will head back to the sidelines now, and we're working on getting the players out on the field.
Let's take a little while here to get this one all sorted out and ready to go again.
And now they will come out to the cheers of the crowd. So 2nd down and 5 for the Spartans, leading 21-14, 7:08 to go here in the first half. If the law of averages says, the Spartans will score on this play.
That's the way it's been.
Trips right, one receiver to the left, handoff up the middle, bouncing to the outside. Johnson gets across the 50, breaks a tackle, and will go out of bounds at about the 46-yard line.
And give credit to Ty Johnson, 63. I believe that's who it was. Got out in front, or might have been 68. Travis Hurst, if that's the case.
63, yep.
It was 63. So Tyson Johnson got out in front and really threw the key block that opened that up for the big gain.
Jackson Johnson with the 10-yard run for a first down. 1st and 10 at the Summit Academy, 46. Going to send a man in motion left to right. Gilbert takes the snap. Drops the pass, pumps, now throws the screen pass. That one's going to be caught by Yost. Got a block to the 35-30, makes a man miss inside the 20, gets a block down to the 12-yard line before Bronson Dixon brings him down. But a big play again for the Spartans.
Yeah, just that little inside screen. Let the defense come through and then dumped it over the middle. And then he needed one block. And 68 is Travis Hurst. He's the one that came back and made through the key block to get Ty Yost free and up the sideline.
33-yard gain on the screen pass.
Just a night of big plays for the team in black out there. They have just marched up and down the field. Taking a little longer this time.
Already 219 passing yards, 6 for 6 passing for Gilbert.
Wow, what a night.
Takes the snap, flag flies as the play clock ran down, so delay a game on Emery. Takes him back to the 18-yard line. 3 penalties for 25 yards on the Spartans, 4 for 25 on Summit Academy. Clock continues to roll down near 6 minutes. 2 receivers left. Offset eye. Gilbert takes a snap, moves to his right, steps up, going to throw for the end zone, and it is caught. A great grab in traffic. Porter Herdsman with the touchdown reception for the Spartans.
Well, that ball hung forever, it seemed like, in the air. You see him roll out. He's going to let it go right here. And the defender wasn't quite sure if it was coming. He turned left, turned back to the right. And by that time, great adjustment by the receiver. And he just turns and makes the nice basket catch. And once again, Emery just on a roll. As
extra point is up, and it is good. So with 5:51 to go in the first half in this 2A semifinal, Emery 28, Summit Academy 14 on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
In the fast-paced world we live in, every second counts. Whether it's staying productive in your home office or enjoying entertainment with no buffering. With CentraWave from Centricom, experience ultra-fast, next-generation, reliable internet that keeps your whole family connected. CentraWave by Centricom. Fast, reliable, everywhere. Get connected today. Visit www.centricom.com/CentraWave or call 1-800-427-8449.
You're watching live high school sports action on TeamHive.live.
Atwood set to kick it away now for Emery with the 2-score lead. And Dixon will take that, drop it out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. And that's where Summit Academy will start their next drive, down 2 scores now in this 2A semifinal game.
As we were talking during the break, Emery just killing their average right there as far as scoring. It took them, you said, how many? 4
plays.
4 plays on that possession to score. They've been averaging 2 plays in a score. But they have, they're clicking right now as they put 28 up quick here. And now Summit Academy, who is very capable, they've shown that they can answer. But probably want to try, and if they could take the rest of the time off this clock and punch one in, go to the half, down a touchdown, they'd feel pretty good.
Handoff to Larson up the middle, and Larson gets across the 30 to the 32 for a pickup of 6.
Yeah, I love how hard Larson runs as he just hits the hole and gets everything he can. He's not the biggest kid as far as stature, but he is hard to bring down.
Makes it 2nd down and 4. He's got 13 carries for 66 yards so far, does Liam Larson.
That's a great average for him.
Trips left, 1 receiver to the right, that's Dieters. Larson to the left of Makoviak in the backfield. Fakes the handoff, drops the pass, throwing down the sideline for Dieters, and he overthrows everybody by a good 10 yards as it falls incomplete.
Yeah, and that's too bad for Summit. They had single coverage here on the near side with the 1 lone receiver. Coverage was there though, but I don't know if he had to let it go too quicker than he wanted to. But yeah, that's a good 10-15 yards down the field.
So it makes it 3rd down and 4 for the Bears. Again from the 32-yard line. Double tight set. Double wings. Makoviak drops the pass. Has plenty of time, tucks it to run, and dives ahead. Looks like he's got enough for a 1st down to move the chains for the Bears.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice decision on his part.
So he gets the 37.
Makowiak had time, but there just wasn't anybody open downfield. Coverage was really good, so he wisely just tucks it and runs and gets him another set of downs.
5-yard gain to the 37 for the 1st down. Double twin set here now for the Bears. Larson to the right of Makoviak in the backfield. Shotgun formation, takes a snap, pressure coming now by the Spartans. Quick pass to Lively, makes the catch to the 40, and he'll be brought down out to the 41 for a gain of 4.
Yeah, quick hitter there by Makoviak as just takes the snap, 1 step basically, and up and fires that ball. Kyle Lively, almost 900 yards on the year coming into this one, 11 touchdown catches, and he just looks like a receiver, as you've talked about him. Just big physical kid. He can get you he can go up, get it, and then he can get extra yards.
Handoff to Larson now. Follows the lead blockers, and he's going to pick up 3, maybe 4 yards out to the 45, just across the 45-yard line.
And once again, he's got those pulling guards out in front of him. Those kids, they're, as I've talked all night, they are really big physical kids up front, but they're also very athletic. They are good at getting out of their stance and pulling one side or the other, and they did a nice job there. Gives them a manageable 3rd down and 2.
From the 45. 2 receivers left, wing to the right. Handoff to Larson again, hits the hole hard, tries to dive ahead. He's going to be stuffed short. It'll be 4th and a yard at the 46-yard line.
Sound like a broken record, but here we go again. As I think this is the 5th opportunity for a 4th down play. They would have been 4 for 4 had it not been for the holding call on the last one.
Yeah. They've gone a combination of either Lively or Lyman on those 4th down plays, and they're going to go for it again here on 4th and 1 with 3:11 to go in the first half. It's Lyman to the or Larson to the right of Makoviak in the backfield.
I like Larson on
pitch
this
it to
one.
Larson, up the head he goes, and he's just going to make sure he gets the first down. Bernard will bring him down, but a first down run by Liam Larson to the 49.
Yeah, just a turn and pitch to the right side, and then he turns and gets up behind his blockers, and he had a full head of steam, and it was just basically his will to get to the first down marker.
He wasn't looking for more than that. Nope. He knew the goal at this point was to get the first down. That was the most important thing, and he got it. Needed 1, got 3. Double twin set here for the Bears. Makoviak takes the snap, drops the pass. Looking, nothing up the middle, rolls to his left with pressure on him. Now just going to tuck it and run, splits through 2 defenders and picks up a first down near the 40-yard line in Emery territory.
Another great decision there by the quarterback, because I was looking downfield at the receivers. There was nobody open. Everybody was had defenders running stride for stride with him, so did the smart thing to turn and get upfield. And again, carries a guy 2 or 3 yards with him to get the first down.
Bernard again that makes the tackle. He's had a big game for Emery. Has Gavin Bernard, the senior backer. Makoviak going to send a man in motion, drops back to pass, has time, moves to his right. Here comes the pressure, steps up to avoid it, gets tripped up as he crosses the 40 to the 39 for a gain of a yard.
And again, nobody open as the secondary for Emery running stride for stride. I thought for a moment he might take a shot at Kyle Lively, who was running kind of down between the numbers and the hash marks, but thought, no, I'll get what I can out of this and still live to play again.
2nd and 9. 3 receivers bunched to the left, 1 wide right. A pitch to Larson. Got a block and then filled quickly by the Spartans. No gain on the carry.
Yeah, Emery did a nice job coming up and filling right there. Not sure if that was Quade Ovison that came up from the linebacker position to help, but they filled it in a hurry. There just wasn't anywhere to go right there. And now clock's starting to play a little bit of factor here late in the first half.
3rd and 9. Makoviak fakes the handoff, drops the pass, has Edmonds open, and he missed him. Ball a little bit underthrown and off to his left, and it falls incomplete. 4th and 9.
They want that one over again, because you're right, Bo Edmonds was open going right down the middle. If he puts some air under that, get it up high. Bo Edmonds is 6'3", 210. They got a shot at scoring on that one because he can go up and get that one. How about Bo Edmonds? He's just a junior.
Yeah.
Summit Academy is going to be tough again next year. They bring a lot of kids back.
Yes, they do.
Including the quarterback, who is sophomore.
Yeah. 4th down and 9. And Coach Faimalo is going to call a timeout. So with 1:05 to go in the half, it is Emery 28, Summit Academy 14. The Bears looking for another 4th down conversion. Down 2 scores in this 2A semifinal on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
Are you a new CDL license holder? If so, Barney Trucking would like to train and pay you to become a world-class truck driver on state-of-the-art equipment. They also provide you with reliable, courteous support, a fantastic wage, paid holidays, solid benefits, home daily schedules, paid time off, an excellent safety record, and respect. Dependable truck drivers have been Barney Trucking's #1 investment since 1947. Start your outstanding career by applying today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
You're watching live high school sports action on TeamHive.live.
Welcome back here to Zions Bank Stadium in Harriman. 1:05 to go in the first half. Emery leading Summit Academy 28-14 in this 2A semifinal game. And Summit Academy, for the 6th time tonight, going forward on 4th down. It's 4th and 9. They are 4 for 5 on 4th down conversions. And now we're going to have a whistle blow. Timeout called by Summit Academy. We'll keep it right here this time, but with that timeout called. And so this time it was the Coach Wilbur that wanted to talk about it and didn't like what he saw out there.
Absolutely, and this is such a big play call right here. 4th down and 9, and if you're Summit Academy, you want to keep pace with Emery because Emery has scored on every possession so far.
And
right?
they get the ball to start the second half.
And this would just be kind of I shouldn't call it a backbreaker, but it's a big one here if you don't get this first down. You want to try and keep this drive alive, get the score. You know, Summit Academy is only, I'll be honest with you, they're a holding call and maybe I shouldn't call it a drop pass, but an incomplete pass away from having this game tied right now.
Yeah.
So. Well, I'll tell you,
9.
I was just going to say, Robert, you know who I really like right there in the slot? Bo Edmonds at 6'3".
Yeah, they've got trips right, one receiver to the left. Lively is in the single coverage to the left. Makoviak drops the pass, throws the deep ball for Dieters, has a step and just a bit overthrown. It'll fall incomplete. And Emery takes over with a minute left. Plenty of time for the Spartans.
Yeah, Quade Olveson in coverage right there, running with him. And, yeah, there was a step down this near sideline, about 2 yards over the head of the intended receiver, Dieters. If that ball can hang for just a little bit more and let him run under it, that's a touchdown.
So Emery takes over on their own 39 with 1 minute left.
Plenty of time.
Plenty of time for the Spartans. Their last drive was 1:31, and they weren't worried about the clock. And it started at this same yard marker.
They're averaging, what, about 3.5 plays to get a score?
Yeah, about 2.5.
Okay.
Pass to the right side. That's going to be caught. Stays on his feet. And he will go out of bounds. That was Herdsman again.
Boy, I'm telling you what, I'm impressed with Porter Herdsman. 5'11", but he went up high and got that one. The defender was trying to go for the pick and kind of went by, and then Herdsman just turned after the completion and got what he could out of it and got out of bounds, too.
2nd and 3. 54 seconds to go in the half. Trips left, one receiver to the right. Gilbert takes the snap, gives the handoff to Johnson up the middle. Johnson picks up the first down and more into Summit Academy territory, down to the 46 or 45-yard line. That will run the clock, though. Emery with 1 timeout left.
Yeah, I like the play call right there. Summit Academy thinks you're in a passing down, and you pick up the first down with a run.
Down to 38 seconds to go in the half. Gilbert drops the pass. Throws to the right side down the sideline, and that one's going to be incomplete as he couldn't quite hold on. I believe that was it Herdsman again they were looking for? No, Johnson is who they were looking for out of the backfield.
I'll tell you what, he almost made the adjustment as he was down that far sideline. The ball was kind of thrown to the back shoulder. He stopped, tried to make the adjustment. Yeah, that was Jackson Johnson.
Yeah, and Bronson Dixon was able to hit him as the ball got there to knock it free. So 2nd and 10 to the 45. Trips right. They're going to run somebody else onto the field as Johnson will come off.
Got to wait for him to get off, and he does.
Going to send a man in motion right to left. That's Herdsman. Takes the snap, drops the pass. Here comes some pressure on the edge. Gilbert steps up, moves to his left, throws downfield, has a man, incomplete. Just a little bit out of reach of Porter Herdsman.
Yeah, Herdsman went down to the 30, went inside, and then he saw his quarterback was in trouble, and as the adjustment was made to come back, Herdsman stopped and went to the outside, had a step on his man, and the ball just floated over him out of bounds.
So Gilbert started 8 for 8. He's now thrown 2 straight incomplete passes. So he's now just throwing 80%.
Yeah, you can't figure out what's going on there. I mean, honestly. Boy, it's fun to watch this kid.
3rd down and 10, 24 seconds to go in the half. Double twin set. Yost to the right of Gilbert in the backfield. Shotgun formation. 4-man rush for the Bears. And now flag flies as the play clock went out. Delay a game on Emery. I'll move him back 5 yards to the 50.
It's been a little bit of an issue here tonight.
Yeah. 4 penalties for 30 yards now on the Spartans.
You know, one thing I've noticed, Robert, with the officials all day here, they are quick to get the game moving along. They don't really spend a lot of time spotting the ball. They're ready to roll.
Double twin set. Gilbert drops the pass. Throws out of the backfield looking for Yost, and that's going to be knocked down, and it falls incomplete. 4th down.
That's kind of his safety outlet right there was Yost. And looked and dumped it in a hurry, and it was just too wide. Couldn't go up and get it. If he can hit him in stride, he's going to get some yards. I don't know if he gets the first down.
Coach Romalo electing to bring on the punt team, it looks like, for the Spartans.
Yeah, pretty smart.
With 19 seconds left in the half, leading 28-14. So Atwood comes out to kick it away. Meredith will drop back to receive for Summit Academy.
I was going to say, I'm not sure if they believe he's going to kick it, but they do drop back now.
Atwood with the kick, short kick. Summit Academy just tries to get away from it as it bounces the 30 to the 29, and that's where it's going to stop. They'll blow it dead with 7 seconds left, and Summit Academy will get the ball.
You know, that's smart right there by Emery. A lot of kids don't understand that fact. You want to run the timeout. A lot of times kids will run down and they'll touch the ball to kill it dead. Emery was smart to go down there and wait until the official decided when to blow it dead.
Yeah.
So a couple extra seconds come off the clock right there.
We'll see if Coach Wilbur now tries to go for a big play right here, or just
why not? Air one out down the
down
field.
2 scores in the semis.
Go ahead and air it out, and maybe you get a pass interference. You move the ball downfield. Who knows?
Double twin set from Makoviak. Takes the snap, drops the pass. Here comes some pressure off the edge. Rolls to his right, and he's going to tuck and run, and that's going to be how the half comes to an end as he gets across the 35 to the 36.
Yeah, Blake Sitterud came up, made the tackle from behind. He actually did a nice job holding on to the ball as the contact come from the backside. But, yeah, entertaining, fun first half.
Yes, it was. Through one half of play, it is a number 2 Emery 28, number 6 Summit Academy 14. We've got your halftime show when we come back on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
My parents know nothing about gaming. I told them we needed Centricom Fiber because it's by far the fastest and most reliable internet speeds.
Hey bud, dinner's ready. Time to turn off the game box.
Alright, this round's almost over.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centricom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
With Chevy trucks, be ready for adventure. With power you can count on. Capability that doesn't compromise. A hard-working EV with more range than any competitor, and the potential to take you anywhere.
Get 0% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups, plus make no monthly payments for 90 days. Or get $6,350 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
My parents know nothing about gaming. I told them we needed Centricom Fiber because it's by far the fastest and most reliable internet speeds.
Hey bud, dinner's ready. Time to turn off the game box.
Alright, this round's almost over.
I'm Dr. Brandon Beck, and I'm one of the general surgeons at Central Valley Medical Center. One of the best parts of my job as a general surgeon is to interact with a wide variety of people. And many of those people have experienced chronic conditions or painful things for many years. And there is nothing better than helping them to work through those conditions and to have an improved quality of life. I'm happy to be back in Utah at Central Valley Medical Center serving the people in our community.
This is Nate Christensen at Zions Bank. We're not just your bank, we're your neighbors. And with a branch right around the corner, we're here for you wherever you are. For all your personal and business banking needs, come visit us and let us show you how Zions Bank is for you.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centricom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
You're watching live high school sports action on TeamHive.live.
Welcome back here to Zions Bank Stadium in Harriman at the 2A semifinal game between number 2 Emery and number 6 Summit Academy. And the Emery Spartans drill team now entertaining the crowd here in Harriman tonight. At the break, it is Emery 28, Summit Academy 14. And Ken, your takeaway from this first half?
Kind of what I thought we'd see. I thought we'd see a lot of points on the board. So far, 42 up on the board. Summit Academy really, as I said a little while ago, one holding call and maybe one pass incompletion away from having this game tied up. I've been impressed with their resiliency and their willingness to really go for it. I mean, they've 6 times, I think we said, they were 4th down and went for it, and they really did have a high percentage of getting those. Now, on the other side, Emery is everything I kind of figured they would be. They have come out, scored on their first 4 possessions of the ball game, boy, high potent offense. They for a little while there, as you mentioned, perfect throwing the ball. Mm-hmm. They were scoring on an average of about every 2 plays. So you got to figure out how you're going to slow that down if you're Summit Academy. Now they did late in the first half. They did a little better job
on
there.
That final series.
Yeah, they really did. And so you take some heart from that and go, okay. As you mentioned, the problem for Summit Academy is Emery gets the ball to start the half.
Yes.
So you got to come out and really put up a stand and get your defense off the field, get your offense the ball back, and kind of reestablish what they were doing. It's not that Summit Academy can't score and can't play with Emery. They just had a couple of tough breaks that kept them out of the end zone. So that's been really, really entertaining. Great athletes on both sides of the ball. Just what we thought we would get tonight.
Yeah, that's for sure. Now the Summit Academy cheerleaders will come out to entertain the crowd on the other side of the field here at Zions Bank Stadium. Let's take a look at our first half stats. I have Emery for 272 yards in this first half, 245 through the air, and 27 on the ground.
Haven't had to have the running game tonight. No. They haven't really needed it because they have been so effective.
But averaging 7 yards a carry on their 4 carries.
There you go. I guess if you need it, you got it. But the passing game has really been spot on tonight for Emery. Haven't missed a beat from their quarterfinal game. Put some big points up on the board in that one, and tonight they've kept it going.
Yeah, they look very good so far, do the Emery Spartans. But Summit Academy is not too far behind, 213 yards for Summit Academy in this first half. They do it with 127 on the ground and 86 through the air.
Yeah, a little bit different. They've gotten more out of their run game. I've been impressed with them as well. This is a good ball club. This is a different team than what I saw earlier in the season. I saw them play against Delta, and tonight, it's a good team. Not that they weren't a good team then, but they seem to be peaking right at the right time. Now, they got enough in the tank to come out in this second half. We'll see. I think they do. They've just got to figure out a way to slow Emery down. You can't give them another 28 in the second half. That'll be hard to keep up with.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And so we'll see how they come out of the locker room going into the second half. Let's look at some of those individual numbers, starting with Emery there, Ken.
Yeah, if you look at Emery, first off, rushing here tonight, as you mentioned, not huge numbers. They haven't needed it here tonight, as Brad James, our statistician tonight, he's got Jackson Johnson on the 2 attempts, 18 yards on those 2 attempts. Porter Herdsman has the 1 carry for 5 yards, and then Ty Yost has got another carry for 3, so just the 26 yards. But the passing game, as you mentioned, fantastic tonight. 8 for 11 is Trevin Gilbert, 247 and the 4 touchdowns. He's got a long of 53, which was way impressive. Herdsman with 2 catches for 95 yards and a touchdown. Deacon Mangum, 2 catches for 53 and a touchdown. Ty Yost, 2 catches, 46 and a touchdown. Hayden Abrams, 1 for 34. And then you've got Braxton Butler with 1 for 19 and another touchdown. So how about these for touchdown passes here tonight? You've got 1 for 53, 1 for 45, 1 for 32, 1 for 19. I thought the sky was falling for a minute here, Robert, in the press box. And as we look real quick at Summit Academy, again, they've made their money tonight in the running game, as Liam Larson, 15 carries for 63 yards. He's got a long of 24 on the night. Preston McCoyak, the quarterback, got 5 attempts for 24. And then you've got Lively, 2 attempts for 11. Hunter DeWitt's got 2 attempts as well for 11. And then Calvin Lyman, 3 for 9. They had a lot of people that have carried the ball tonight. They spread the wealth around. And then as far as passing is concerned, 9 of 16 for 86 yards and a touchdown. So Meredith with 5 catches, I believe, on the night. Edmonds for 2. Lively for 2. So the numbers were there. They just got to figure out a way to slow down the passing game of Emery tonight.
Right, yeah, no doubt about that. So there's your offensive stats. Looking at the defensive stats, first off for Emery, Gavin Bernard, 8 tackles, including a tackle for loss. And then Braxton Butler, 6 tackles with a tackle for loss and a pass breakup, and 5 tackles apiece for Quade Ovison and Caleb O'Neill for the Spartans. And then Ty Yost with 3 tackles and the interception to start the game.
That's right. He's having a really good night tonight. So we knew that was going to happen.
On the Summit Academy side, you're going to say, well, these numbers are way lower. Well, Emery's only ran about 15 plays, and so
there you go.
And 4 of them have been touchdowns. So Talon Hill, 2 tackles, AJ Meredith, 2 tackles, and Owen Sugden, 2 tackles.
There's not a lot of tackles to be had out there because the number of plays that they've run here tonight. It's time of possession will probably be a little bit skewed as well because Emery has got up the field so quick.
Yeah, handful of players with 1 tackle as well for the Summit Academy Bears. So there's a look at your first half stats with Emery leading 28-14 over Summit Academy in this 2A semifinal. And again, the winner moves on to play number 1 San Juan next week at 4 o'clock in the 2A state championship. And both these teams saw San Juan. San Juan beat Emery, was leading 14-7 early in that game over San Juan. Then the Broncos did what they do, and they won 61-20.
Got away from them as it has with a lot of teams.
Yeah. And then San Juan beat Summit Academy 48-6.
And either of these teams, is capable of going in and putting up a fight against San Juan. Both these teams are different teams right now than I think they were when they played San Juan, and so it'll be fun to watch whichever one goes down there and takes on San Juan. And again, that's at Southern Utah University. So. Just right here at the top, you got 2 or 3 teams here that are very capable, put up big points. San Juan was way impressive today, and they have been all year long. In fact, they've been on a 4-year impressive run as they're looking for their 4th state championship in a row. That's not that it's unprecedented, but that's rare air when you get into that category.
Yes, it is. That's for sure. So at the break here, it is 28-14. Emery leading Summit Academy. We'll take a break and come back and get you ready for the second half. That'll be coming up next here from Zions Bank Stadium in Harriman on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
This school year will be different.
This year, I'll do my assignments. On time.
I will listen to my teacher.
I solemnly swear.
I won't eat any glue.
I'll do my homework every night.
Every night.
Research? No problem.
School? I got this.
This year will be different. Visit Centricom.com to power your education with the best internet experience. Everyone succeeds with School to the Power of Centricom.
As a urologist, my job includes treating kidney stones, diagnosing, treating prostate cancer, and other disorders of the urinary system. Here at CVMC, specialists and primary care physicians all work very closely together.
As a family physician, being able to have continuity of care and direct relationships with our specialists is something we're very fortunate to have here.
I'm Dr. David Sewell, board-certified urologist. I'm proud to provide state-of-the-art care here at Central Valley Medical Center.
In the fast-paced world we live in, every second counts. Whether it's staying productive in your home office or enjoying entertainment with no buffering. With CentraWave from Centracom, experience ultra-fast, next-generation, reliable internet that keeps your whole family connected. CentraWave by Centracom. Fast, reliable, everywhere. Get connected today. Visit www.centracom.com/CentraWave or call 1-800-427-8449.
Are you a new CDL license holder? If so, Barney Trucking would like to train and pay you to become a world-class truck driver on state-of-the-art equipment. They also provide you with reliable, courteous support, a fantastic wage, paid holidays, solid benefits, home daily schedules, paid time off, an excellent safety record, and respect. Dependable truck drivers have been Barney Trucking's #1 investment since 1947. Start your outstanding career by applying today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
My parents know nothing about gaming. I told them we needed Centracom Fiber because it's by far the fastest and most reliable internet speeds.
Hey bud, dinner's ready. Time to turn off the game box.
Alright, this round's almost over.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centracom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
You're watching live high school sports action on TeamHive.live.
Welcome back to Zions Bank Stadium in Harriman as we get ready for the second half of action here. And in the 2A semifinal game, winner moves on to play San Juan next Saturday at 4 o'clock at Southern Utah University in the 2A state championship. As the San Juan Broncos punched their ticket earlier today with a 54-14 win over Delta. And in the 1A games today, Beaver held off Milford 21-14 in a great Beaver County matchup in the 1A semifinal. And then the second 1A semifinal, a surprise, I think, to most, not that Kanab won, but that they did it in dominant fashion, winning 27-6 over previously undefeated North Summit.
That surprised me a little bit too. North Summit, boy, they are a quality team. They got a win over Beaver earlier this year, and everybody was kind of expecting a rematch there. But Kanab, boy, come in and really played a nice ball game. That's going to be a fun one next week to watch. That's Beaver and Kanab down there in Southern Utah. Besides. Yeah. So they're just hoping the weather's decent on a weekend down there.
Yep.
See, there could be another storm rolling in, but that'll be a fun game down at Southern Utah University, as will the 2A game.
Yes, it will. And Emery right now with the lead, looking to punch their ticket to get to the state title game against San Juan. Summit Academy going to try to come from behind.
And the 3A game is going to be a really good matchup, too, with Richfield and Morgan, a couple of real powerhouses. And I'm not sure where that one's at.
It's a Southern Utah.
Is it there as well?
7
so all
o'clock
three.
Next Saturday night, yep.
Ooh, could be a chilly one down there in Cedar City, Utah. But, yeah, go on down there and enjoy. Go down for the day and watch some really good football in a nice facility as well. That's a fun facility to go and watch a football game in.
So we'll look forward to those games. Of course, the 8-man state championship will be between Rich and Monticello at 10 o'clock next Saturday morning.
How much fun is that to watch, really?
It's a lot of fun.
It really is. And you and I talked a little bit earlier about maybe some adjustments that could be made in the different classifications. We won't get into that, but that 8-man football, it really intrigues me. Yeah. I think it's a lot of fun to watch.
We're hearing that Milford will be possibly dropping down to 8-man, and the Penguins will be joining 8-man next year, is what we're told, and that even Bryce Valley is close to getting a team apparently. So, which will be good. It'll add some more teams, more competition to that 8-man league. Onside kick by Summit Academy goes out of bounds, just a little too hot on that one.
That's close as Summit Academy. Alex Meredith was coming up the near side as hard as he could go, and it just got out in front of him a little too far. Couldn't corral that before it went out of bounds. So obviously Emery has the choice to take the ball out of bounds, plus they get the 5 yards ahead. So, wow. All of a sudden, Spartans are in Summit Academy territory to start the drive.
leading by 2 scores. Gilbert in the gun. Pistol formation, He's going to get to Johnson on the dive. Johnson breaks off a tackle, spins out of another one as he gets down to the 45-yard line, make it 44 for a pickup of 4.
Yeah, the safety, Alexander Meredith, comes up and makes the tackle after the gain. That was a pretty nice effort, trying to spin off of tackles and get ahead. Haven't run the ball an awful lot tonight, but they've been effective when they have.
Yep, just their 5th carry for now, 31 yards. 6 yards to carry. Double twin set for Gilbert. Johnson to his left, fakes the handoff, going to pass left side as they make the catch in the backfield and nowhere to go. Summit Academy is there to break that one up as he connects with Hayden Abrams, going to lose a yard on the play.
One of the few times that Emery hasn't been real successful in moving the ball downfield on the passes. Boy, Summit Academy, the defensive flow was just there. There was nowhere to go. And good news down there, Robert, as we look down. Number 24, Miles Carlton, the freshman that was injured earlier in the game, back out there on the field. So it's good to see him back out and playing.
Yes, it is. 3rd down and 7. Gilbert, double twin set, back to his right, takes the snap, drops the pass. Looking across the middle, throws down the seam, intercepted. Meredith has it for Summit Academy to the 30, 35, room to run as he gets to the 45, 50, breaks through a tackle, stays on his feet, and he'll be brought down in Emery territory at the 37-yard line. And so Summit Academy with a chance to close the gap.
And maybe the first mistake, I believe, that Trevin Gilbert's made tonight, as he tried to squeeze that in over the middle, and there was just too much traffic there. And as you saw, Meredith just coming right across the middle, just caught it in stride and got it back upfield. This is just what Summit Academy needed. They needed a stop on defense. They got it. Not only did they get the stop, but they got the ball deep now in Emery territory.
At the 37-yard line, pistol formation from Makoviak. Takes a snap, drops the pass. Looking downfield, nothing there. Now going to throw on a corner route to the right side, and it's going to be incomplete. Kind of in triple coverage on 2 guys there. It got past the underneath one, but shielded Dieters from being able to see it and actually hit Dieters and falls to the turf.
Yeah, there were a couple of different players that had a chance at that, both defensively and offensively. Both players had a shot at it, but just too many arms and hands in the way right there.
So 2nd down and 10 for the Bears. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Koviak gives to Larson on the dive. Larson gets hit and dropped. Gain of a yard is all.
Yeah, getting into the backfield there for Emery. That was a really
Braxton
nice
Butler,
job.
I
That's
believe,
exactly who it was Braxton Butler, the senior. Got through and tripped him up. And now, again, you're obviously in 4-down territory, but 3rd down and 8. See what they come up with.
From the 36-yard line, double wing set, 2 receivers to either side. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff on the dive, gives to Lively around the end. Lively tries to get to the edge to the 25, makes a man miss the 20, and breaks the tackle to the 10, and he'll go out of bounds at about the 8-yard line in a pile-up. A big run by Kyle Lively to set up the Summit Academy Bears on 1st and goal.
Wow, what a great effort by Lively. That one of the plays of the night right there for the Summit Academy Bears, because he got the edge and then still got through the traffic downfield. Sets up a 1st and goal, but boy, I'm impressed with that young man.
1st and goal from the 8. Dieters goes wide left. 3 receivers bunched to the right. Larson to the left of Makoviak. Handoff to Larson. On the left side, gets inside the 5-yard line, down to the 4, maybe 3-yard line.
Yeah, just following those big blockers up ahead of him. There comes big 79 out of the pile underneath. I think he was the one they were trying to run behind, and that's a good choice. Again, I think that was Jack Troster, 6'3", 260, if I got it right.
Yeah. 19 carries for 79 yards now for Larson. They bring Dixon in at fullback. They give to Dixon, hit in the backfield, can't quite break off it. Braxton Butler again flies in defensively for Emery.
Yeah, nice job coming in, making the tackle right there. You know where to go. There's too many bodies right through there. Let's see what they do now. I kind of like Lively on the outside. He has shown he can get to the corner and get upfield. We'll see what they choose to do here.
Makes it 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line. No gain on that last play. Some confusion in the alignment. Now they'll get things set Two receivers to the right, Dixon to the left. Naked behind it, pistol formation from Makoviak. Takes a snap, gives to Dixon off the left side. Ran into a slew of Spartans, and they're going to push him back as he got back to the line of scrimmage. Might have even lost a yard of the play, and that makes it now 4th and goal from the 4.
Wow, yeah, 4 different Spartans were right there on the tackle. Just nowhere to go. He had no chance. I think he lost some yards, as you mentioned.
He lost a yard, yep, to the 4.
So now, got to go for it because you want to score. You've got to score with Emery to stay with them here. You need the touchdown, and they will go for it.
4th and goal. It's going to split Dixon up. Now widen out the wide out in Meredith. Takes the snap, rolls to his right, looking for the pass, steps up to Makoviak, gets hit, and down he goes at the 3-yard line. A turnover on downs by the Bears. The Spartans defense stands up with a goal line stand.
Yeah, that's kind of not a backbreaker, but that's a heartbreaker to say the least, because you were down 1st and goal at what, if I remember right, Robert?
At the 8 to start with. They got down to the 3 for 2nd down.
Boy, Emery just stiffened up right there. And obviously the field really shortens up, and it doesn't give you as much room to operate, and of course condenses everything. And Emery just took advantage right there. Did a nice job keeping him out of the end zone. And not that you can't come back. You're not out of it. You're only down 2 scores, but that helps in a lot of ways, including your psyche on the field.
Yes. Gilbert, 2 steps into the end zone. Keeps it himself, and he gets swallowed up. They're going to give him a gain of a yard to the 4.
Yeah, just trying to be safe right there, conservative. You don't want to turn it over this deep in the end zone, and so keep it on the ground, see what you can get out of it. After the pick on the last possession, they might want to be, a little bit careful here.
Yeah. So 2nd down and 9. Gilbert moves Yost to his left. Double twin set. Gives to Yost off the right side. Has some room to run across the 10.
Wow, close.
Out to the 13. Looks like he's going to be there about a half a yard short of the 1st down, it looks like.
Yeah, I think Meredith right there got a hold of him before he got to the sticks, and so a 3rd down and 1. Again, a pretty good safe call there.
Third and 1 for Gilbert. Takes a snap, gives to Johnson on the dive, picks up the 1st down and more across the 15 out to the 18-yard line.
Boy, came through there like he shot out of a cannon and just come off that left tackle. Really got a nice push right there. The hole opened up. And now gives him some breathing room and a new set of downs.
Double twin set again for Gilbert. Takes the snap. Hands to Yost off the left side. He's hitting the backfield, spun around, and he'll be brought down.
Yeah, nice job making the tackle right there. I think was Triton Bianco, 52, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Wrapped him up.
Yep.
Took him down for the tackle right there.
No gain on the carry for Yost that time around. So 2nd down and 10. Trips right, 1 receiver to the left. Gilbert takes the snap, rolls to his right, throws, and that's going to be broken up into traffic. Ball gets knocked down. Let's see who batted that one down.
Is it 30?
Yes.
I think that was number 30 that knocked that one down, and that is Zeke Gonzalez, 5'9" junior. And that was close. If he can just get in front right there, that was close to being another pick.
So it makes it 3rd and 10 for the Spartans. Trips right, 1 receiver to the left. Gilbert drops the pass. Throws down the field for Abrams, and it'll be incomplete, but flags fly on a pass interference call as he got just enough of a step and gets tackled before the ball gets there.
Yeah, and that was a pretty easy call for the official, as wrapped him up before the ball got there. And you know what? It may not be a bad thing, maybe not a bad penalty, because if he doesn't wrap him up, there's a chance he catches that one behind the defense and gets for a touchdown. And it's not a spot foul. It's just 15 yards. So
Yes, out to the 33-yard line.
So maybe not the worst thing that could have happened right there for the Summit Academy Bears.
It is a first down for Emery, though. 1st and 10 at their own 33. Trips right, one to the left. Gilbert takes the snap, fakes the handoff, passes right side on that wide receiver screen, but nowhere to go on that one. Is that Herdsman, I believe, on the reception?
I think so, and then there's a swarm of Bears that just recovered quickly.
Going to give them a gain of 2 to the 35.
And this is where Summit Academy's kind of got to flex their muscle defensively, step up right here. They've got to get off the field, get the ball back. Still plenty of time, but you're getting late here in the third quarter.
Yep, 3rd and 8. Or excuse me, 2nd and 8. Gilbert, hands off left side. Getting spun around at about the 37-yard line. They're going to blow it dead at the 38 for Jackson Johnson.
Yeah, once again, nice job there by Summit Bears, I believe. That was Elijah Sturzer, amongst others, coming up and making the tackle right there. Good-looking athlete is Sturzer.
3rd and 5 now for the Spartans. Leading 28-14 with 4:18 to go here in the third quarter of this 2A semifinal.
Got single coverage here on the near side.
You know, throw to the right side and out in front of the intended target.
I don't know if that was miscommunication or what. Maybe they were looking right there. Deacon Mangum was the intended receiver. Kind of stopped on the route. I don't know if it was supposed to be just to stop and right at the marker and look for the ball. But the ball goes out in front and incomplete. So Summit Academy gets the stop they needed here. Let's see what kind of field position they can get out of this. This is only the second punt, I believe, of the game for Emery.
Yes, it is. Punt is away. Short punt. It's going to bounce and roll back for Summit Academy. It'll be touched down to the 40-yard line by Emery. So Summit Academy has stopped Emery on 3 straight drives. So they haven't been able to score, though, since with those 3 stops. Still down 28-14 with 3:59 to go in the third quarter. They'll start their next drive on their own 40-yard line.
So not bad field position at all for Summit Academy. See if they try to go back and get Lively involved again. Bo Edmonds as well. In fact, Edmonds is the one split here to our near side. And again, you can see the size advantage he has on the defensive backs.
Koviak drops the pass, going to throw deep for Lively down the sideline and makes the catch with a man on him. Lively takes it to the house. A 60-yard touchdown pass from Koviak to Lively, and it's a 1-score game.
Love it when a plan comes together. We just said I'd love to see if they get Lively involved right here, or Edmonds, either one, and they chose to go to Lively on the far side. Beautifully thrown ball as Lively just catches it in stride. And again, Lively 6'3", 215. So he's got some size as well on that far side, and all of a sudden we got a new ball game as it's a 1-score game now.
On for the extra point. And it's going to be blocked by the Spartans as they block the PAT. And so that'll make it a long 1-possession game. With 3:50 to go in the third quarter of this 2A semifinal, it's Emery 28, Summit Academy 20 on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
My parents know nothing about gaming. I told them we needed Centricom Fiber because it's by far the fastest and most reliable internet speeds.
Hey bud, dinner's ready. Time to turn off the game box.
Alright, this round's almost over.
You're watching live high school sports action on TeamHive.live.
Welcome back here to Zions Bank Stadium. 28-20 your score. Emery leading Summit Academy in this 2A semifinal game as the Bears have closed the gap here, Ken.
Yeah, they really have. That was just what they needed. They got the stop and then turned right around and scored in a hurry in a new ball game. Great game here for the crowd. Nice crowd from Summit Academy over on the far side. Principal Angela Grimmer at the head of that school does a nice job. And, of course, Steve Gordon for Emery, good friend of mine. I've known him for a lot of years and does such an outstanding job.
Squib kick, kind of almost an onside type of kick that Emery will cover up at the 45-yard line, but good field position again for the Spartans.
Bo Steelson is the one that corralled that one and got down on it in a hurry. They kick it hard, and they're trying to bounce it off one of those up guys and get a recovery. And they're not, you know what they're saying here is we've got enough confidence in our defense that if we don't get it, we're okay with the short field. And so far, so good.
Trips left, one receiver to the right for the Spartans. Back to the right of Gilbert in the backfield. 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line. Pass underneath. That one's going to be caught, breaking a tackle, and it'll be brought down to the 49-yard line to Braxton Butler.
Yeah, nice little set down. Just goes up the seam, turns around, makes the catch, and then gets a couple extra.
6-yard gain as he gets across midfield, make it a 7-yard gain to the 48. First catch of the game for Butler. He's been big on defense. Now he gets the offense going. Handoff left side to Johnson. Johnson with a first down and more inside the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Jackson Johnson, I love the runner. He's good back in the backfield. 8 touchdowns on the year coming into this one. He's got 543 yards before this ball game. So they love going to him, and you can see why.
That'll make it 1st and 10 now for the Spartans. 3 receivers to the right, 1 wide left.
Oh.
And looks like Summit Academy came early trying to press the they gave the whistle of now they change it. The signal by the line judge was initially false start, then he changed it to offside. So it is going to be a penalty on Summit Academy.
Yeah, just got a little head start, came up, actually, as you said, was going to press the outside receiver and just come across the line on him.
So 1st and 5 for the Spartans.
Look out if they don't try and take a shot. They've got trips that far side. They got single coverage here on the near side if they want it.
Trips right, 1 left. Gilbert.
Let's see where they get safety help over the top. Nope,
Drops the pass, looking for Abrams, and just overthrown. It falls incomplete.
They went to the near side with the single coverage to Abrams, and the ball was just a little bit too far. Jaden Cumby on the defense, I believe. Did I get the number right on that? Yep, number 5. Sure did. And that is a 6-foot. That's a freshman corner out there doing a nice job, running stride for stride. Again, Summit's got a lot of young kids on the field. Going to be good for years to come.
Offset eye here. They're going to hand to Johnson. Johnson right up the middle. Gets down near the 30-yard line. They'll put him on the 30, which will be enough for a first down to move the chains.
And that's why that penalty really hurt him, Robert, because it gave Emery a chance to go ahead and take a shot downfield. They didn't get it, but they come back 2nd down and 5, and that's manageable for them.
Yeah. So 2:10 to go in the third quarter, 28-20, Emery with the lead. Trying to add to it here. I'll go 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And that offset eye again with a shotgun formation. Fakes the handoff to Gilbert, rolls to his right, throws underneath. That's going to be caught by Herdsman. He'll be brought down immediately by Meredith, but a gain of about 8.
Yeah, nice little jump pass over the middle. And right down the seam. Just a nice, safe little pass. Gets him 8 yards, sets up a 2nd down. And
looks like a 9-yard game, so yeah, second about a yard.
Actually, yeah. They've got 3rd down on the marker, but I think it's 2nd down.
Yeah, I believe it's 2nd down. 2nd down on the left side. Johnson going to get to the 20, which would be enough for a first down.
Just a little short?
Yeah, just a little bit short. So it'll be 3rd and about less than a foot.
And again, I'm sure 4-down territory, so don't be surprised if Emery not there. I think you're going to see him bunch up here and try and push ahead. I think officials are talking here saying, is it 3rd or 4th down? And it should be 3rd.
Yeah, scoreboard shows 3rd. That's what you and I have as 3rd, but the box on the field says 4th. And that's where the confusion is coming in.
And the way Emery was going to line up, Robert, looked like they were going to try and really just kind of bunch up, see if they can push Surge ahead for a quick first down. I don't know if they were thinking it might be fourth down, but I'm pretty sure it's third down.
Yeah, I'm confident that it's third as well. Because they picked up the first down at the 30. They ran the 9-yard pass, then the 1-yard run.
Yeah, they got it right. Yep,
And
it is third down. That may change the play call now for Emery as they see that now we've got 2 plays to play with, 2 downs to play with.
Still third and about a foot. Gilbert under center.
Yes,
quarterback sneak. They'll pick up the first down inside the 20-yard line. Pile keeps moving forward. Inside the 15. Looks like they're going to mark it at the 14-yard line.
Kind of that Philadelphia Eagle, they call it the tush push.
Yeah.
Similar to that, as he just went under center, took the ball, and then got ahead. And they really had a nice push as they got more than what they needed for the first down.
First and 10. At the 14-yard line for the Spartans. Trips left, 1 receiver to the right. Johnson to the left of Gilbert in the backfield. Gilbert gives to Johnson up the middle. He'll be hit and brought down after a short gain.
Little cutback. Looked like there was going to be some running room, but then Triton Bianco reached in, tripped him up.
That's going to be how the third quarter comes to an end. It looks like Emery's going to let that clock run out. And so through 3 quarters of play in this 2A semifinal, it's Emery 28, Summit Academy 20. Winner moves on to the state championship. We'll get your fourth quarter when we come back on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
I'm Dr. Brandon Beck, and I'm one of the general surgeons at Central Valley Medical Center. One of the best parts of my job as a general surgeon is to interact with a wide variety of people. And many of those people have experienced chronic conditions or painful things for many years, and there is nothing better than helping them to work through those conditions and to have an improved quality of life. I'm happy to be back in Utah at Central Valley Medical Center serving the people in our community.
You're watching live high school sports action on TeamHive.live.
Back here at Zions Bank Stadium as they switch ends of the field, and it'll be Emery football on the 13-yard line. Second down and 9 for the Spartans as we come out of the quarter break.
So obviously the scoring has slowed down some here in the second half, not what it was in the first half. But this drive here is huge, well, for both teams, as the defense seems to have stiffened up both ways. But a two-score lead. Really, I'm not saying it's insurmountable, but it's going to make a huge difference if Emery can get this in.
Gilbert rolls to his right, going to come back across the middle, has a man that slips through his hands as it falls incomplete.
Well, yeah, crossing pattern right at the 5-yard line, had a receiver, and he put it right on him. I believe that was Cage Ryan.
Was it
8?
Ryan or was it Overson?
Might have been Overson. Maybe I'm just looking at the numbers a little wrong there. When you get to be my age, Robert, those old numbers down there seem to blur just a little bit.
Those jersey makers, they make them as hard as they can to see.
Yeah, it's Quade Overson. You're right.
So that'll make it 3rd and 9 for the Spartans. Gilbert moves to his right again, going to throw, and that one overthrows everybody out of bounds, incomplete.
Yeah, there was triple coverage over there on that near side. They were down at about the 4 or 5 yard line, and he really put some zip on that, and it just sails out of bounds. So now, big decision time here. Do you kick the field goal and make this a 2-score game, or do you go for it on 4th down? I think they're going to stay.
Gilbert out there.
Yep. Okay, so here's the opportunity for Summit Academy to get off the field without giving anything up. We'll see if they...
Coach Fremalo wants to talk about it. So Emery's going to call a timeout with 11:49 to go in the game, leading 28-20 over Summit Academy in this 2A semifinal. When we come back on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
This is Nate Christensen at Zions Bank. We're not just your bank, we're your neighbors. And with a branch right around the corner, we're here for you wherever you are. For all your personal and business banking needs, come visit us and let us show you how Zions Bank is for you.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centricom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
You're watching live high school sports action on TeamHive.live.
Well, the Emery Spartans have made the decision to go for the 30-yard field goal instead of going for it on 4th and 9. Snap is good. The hold is down. The kick from Atwood is up, and it is good. Just split the uprights above the crossbar. So with 11:43 to go in the game, it's Emery 31, Summit Academy 20. A big play there to make it a 2-score lead for the Spartans. Again, we'll take the break on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
You're watching live high school sports action on TeamHive.live.
Well, Ken, in the break, you said kick it, and they kicked it successfully.
Yeah, I think that was really a smart choice by Coach Malo to go out there and put the 3 points on the board. Now you've got that 2-score lead.
Kickoff is going to be bobbled and eventually picked up by Cumbie. Cumbie making some guys miss. Down the field he goes, lower in the shoulder, gets across the 35. And you talked about him as that freshman corner. Now gets a good return out to the 39-yard line.
That's way impressive. It was just like a linebacker coming at you, carrying the ball as Cumbie just turned and got upfield, ran over people. Again, 6 feet. And they don't have his weight listed there, but he's a good-looking young man out there. They're gonna enjoy having him in the program for the next 3 years.
Spotted at the 37 where they say he went down at. So 1st and 10 for the Bears from the 37. Trips right, 2 receivers to the left. Makoviak throws the underneath route. That one's going to be caught by Lively, and he'll be brought down after a gain of about 4.
Yep, just a quick hitter. Just go up the field, 5-6 yard turnaround. The ball's on top of you, makes a nice catch. Emery does a good job. They'll give you those, Robert. They'll keep you in front. They'll give you those short gainers. It's the over-the-top stuff that they don't want to let you get past them.
2nd and 6. The receivers bunch left. They pitch it out to Larson. Larson trying to get ahead of steam. Lowers the shoulder across the 45, right near the first down marker. You're going to spot him at the 46, so it'll be 3rd and a yard.
Kyle Lively out here on this side, blocking, leading the way, did a nice job. Got him close.
20 carries for 84 yards now for Liam Larson.
Don't be surprised if they don't take a shot right here on 3rd down and about a foot.
They're going to give to Larson instead, and he powers through across the 50 for the 1st down into Emery territory to the 48-yard line.
Or why don't you just go with the sure thing and hand the ball off to Liam Larson, the 5'7" junior. 150-pounder, like I said, not the biggest kid on the field, but he'll bring that 150 pounds right at you, and he got up in a hurry, got up through the hole, got the 1st down. Yeah, I like him. He's good back.
1st and 10 at the Emery 48. 31-20, Emery leads. Pistol formation from Makoviak. Takes the snap. Gives to Lively. Lively with blockers trying to get the edge. Now cuts back upfield. Got spun around, and he's going to lose yards. That play's worked all game, but this time Emery stuffs it for a loss.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't mind that play call. I like the play call. It's just Emery was, they were set up perfectly to defend that as nobody was fooled, and they stayed with Lively all the way around to the end and then had enough of a surge to throw him for a 2-yard loss.
So 2nd down and 12 from the 50-yard line for the Bears. Down 31-20, 9.5 to go in the 4th quarter. 3 receivers left, 1 wide right. Makoviak, here's the screen, able to get it to Larson, but Bernard is there. He snuffed it out. Just a gain of 3 on the play, makes it to 3rd and 9.
Yeah, he did a nice job there to avoid to kind of shed the block and then get in and make the tackle. And 3rd and 9. Once again, I'm looking for one of my 6'3" receivers.
Yeah.
Either one, either Lively or Edmonds. Both 6'3", one 215, one 210. See if they don't try to throw the ball up to one of them.
There going to be 3 receivers bunched to the left. Pistol formation. Rides the handoff, fakes it to Larson, gets it to the end around. That's Cumbie with it. He takes a hit and he'll go down. Going to be a gain of about 4 down to the 43-yard line. Make it 4th down and 5 for the Bears.
Now, Jack Troster took care of his guy, 6'3", 260. He's out here. He takes care of the outside man. But here comes 2 more Emery Spartans that there was nobody to account for them. Yeah. If there's blockers out there, he probably gets the first down. But, boy, it was great recovery by the Spartans to come over, make the tackle.
So 4th and 5. The Bears have been going for it on 4th down all night. Down by 2 scores, they go for it again. Fake to Larson. Rolling right, they throw and connects with Meredith for a first down to the 34-yard line.
Well, that was really, really good patience there.
Let's call it the 35, they say, for a gain of 8.
Makoviak, great patience as he waited for his receiver to clear and then threw a strike to the outside and makes the catch for a first down. And how big was that one?
Yeah, big play. Meredith's been big today. He's got 6 catches for 76 yards. 1st and 10 at the Emery 35. Makoviak drops to pass. Going to throw down the sideline looking for Lively. Lively just off the fingertips. Good coverage as Herdsman was able to get a hand on it to keep it away for an incomplete pass.
Yeah, Herdsman, I think, did tip the ball, or that's a catch. I like the play call, and I like the receiver going down the far side. Just it was a good offensive call, a little better defense right there.
Herdsman able to get the hand on it to knock it away. So 7:27 to go in the game. 31-20 is your score. Trips left, 1 receiver to the right. Shotgun formation for Makoviak. Takes the snap, rolls to his left. Looking downfield, throws the middle route, and that's going to be incomplete underneath Meredith. It falls to the turf.
And he was looking this side all the way. If he could have looked back over the middle, he had Dieters coming across. Mike could have got him, as you'll see him up here. But great coverage once again here on the near side, and just couldn't make the play right there. So now, good thing is clock stops. I mean, the clock is starting to become a little bit of an enemy to Summit Academy as they're down the 2 scores.
There was a penalty on the play, an ineligible receiver downfield.
Okay.
So mark it back 5 yards to the 40.
You know, you don't see that called a lot, Robert, but we've seen it called a couple of times today.
Yeah.
Where lineman, you can only, you've got about a yard. Sometimes they'll give you a little more than that downfield. Sometimes linemen just, for whatever reason, drift a little bit downfield. They got nailed on that one.
3 receivers bunched right. Makoviak drops the pass. Throws underneath looking for Dieters on that crossing pattern, and it falls incomplete. Braxton Butler right there in coverage.
Yeah, even if he makes that catch, I'm not sure if he gets a whole lot out of that.
So it makes it 3rd down and 15.
And really, Summit Academy, they need some points out of this drive with the clock starting to get late here in the game.
Yeah, down 2 scores.
Down 2 scores. Even if you just got to take a field goal here and get this back to a 1-score game, and they're still a little bit out of range, I would think, right now for that.
2 receivers to each side. Makoviak fakes the handoff. Here comes some heavy pressure up the middle. Throws for Lively. Overthrew him. It falls incomplete. 4th and 15 at the 40.
Yeah, and give credit. Make sure I give credit to the right person. I think that was Gideon Meekum coming up through and putting pressure on the quarterback, and he had to throw it before he wanted to. And it's hard to throw that on the run coming across to the left side. But for the, I don't know how many times now, it's 4th down and Summit Academy forced to go for it. They They've got a pretty good percentage on it up to this point in time, but we're talking 4th and 15. So, you know, you've got to tell your receivers, you've got to get to the stick at least. 20 down to the 25 is where this ball's got to go.
Makoviak drops the pass, looking to his right, get a throw for the sideline, and that'll be underthrown. It falls incomplete. Good coverage again by Herdsman downfield, and a turnover on downs by the Bears.
Yeah, how good has Herdsman been in this ball game? As trying to defend the bigger receiver, the bigger, taller receiver, and he's done a fantastic job tonight, running stride for stride. That ball was not going to be completed. Nice job defensively, and now let's see if Emery becomes a little more conservative here, because they know they just got to take time off the clock with the 2-score lead.
Scored touchdowns on their first 4 possessions, then punted on their final possession of the first half, threw an interception to start the second half, punted on their next possession, then got the 30-yard field goal on their last possession to go up 31-20. Gilbert hands off up the middle. I believe that's Johnson on the carry, and he's going to be swallowed up for a loss. That's Yost, for a loss of 1 to the 39.
Yeah, pretty nice effort there by big number 55. That's Tug Wilbur, 6'3", 220. As he just took the blocker, kind of held him off, and then made the tackle. He's just a junior, I mentioned. He'll be back.
2nd and 11. Trips right, 1 to the left. Gilbert in the gun. Takes the snap. Going to throw underneath to the right side, and it's going to go off the hands of the intended target, Deacon Mangum. Falls incomplete.
Yeah, right at about the 43. Wouldn't have been obviously enough for a first down. But what that does is it does stop the clock for Summit Academy right there.
Makes it 3rd and 11. Two receivers to each side, double twin set here. Gilbert surveys the defense, takes the snap, drops the pass. Pressure coming, throws across the middle.
Wow.
And Mangum makes the catch right at the sticks. Across the 50 to the 49 for a first down.
Nicely thrown ball, and Mangum going up high. Goes up, makes the catch, and then takes the contact. Takes a pretty good shot. And got enough for the first down. Boy, that one right there, that might be the one that seals the deal for Emery. Now, I'm still 6 minutes to go here in the quarter, but that was big. Because now Emery can take another couple minutes off the clock, to say the least.
Gilbert gives to Yost. Yost off the left side. Gets wrapped up down to the 46-yard line.
Yeah, gets 3 yards on the carry, and that clock's going to roll. It'll be down somewhere with about 5:10 or so when they snap it. So they'll easily get this under 5 minutes. May even push it down to around 4 minutes before, if they have to punt the ball.
Yeah. 2nd down and 7. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. That's Abrams in single coverage with no safety over the top. Gilbert takes the snap. Quick wide receiver screen pass to Mangum. Threw it too far out in front, and it falls incomplete.
Again, now that's something they do a lot of. That's a real safe play, and they usually get really good yardage out of it. That time, for whatever reason, just didn't work out for them. But again, that one does stop the clock.
So 3rd and 7.
I don't mind the play call at all. Just the execution there just didn't quite happen for him there.
Trips right, 1 receiver to the left. Gilbert again in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap. This time gives to Yost, and he is hitting the backfield. Miles Carlton there. Left the game earlier with an injury, comes back in and makes a big tackle for loss back at the 49.
Yeah, pushes his defensive man into the backfield and then just turns and makes the tackle besides. Pretty impressive there by Miles Carlton, as we've said. Just a freshman.
So 4th and 10. Punt team comes out for Emery, leading 31-20. They'll let that clock wind down as far as they can get it to about 4.5 minutes. Well, they snapped it early, actually. Punt is away. Back to receive Meredith at the 15-yard line. Trying to avoid the tackle. Can't quite do it. Great job by Hayden Abrams to hold onto the jersey and allow Mangum to get there to finish him off.
Exactly right. That was a nice effort on the coverage there, because it looked like he might get the corner and set him up in decent field position. Yeah, great effort.
So they'll be at the 20-yard line. Will Summit Academy with 4:29 to go. Down 2 scores, 31-20, but hope is alive.
Well, when you've got receivers like Lively and Edmonds, you're certainly never out of it. And obviously, Emery's going to drop 6, 7, 8 into coverage. We'll see. Yep, they only rush 3, and the catch made, but not a lot there.
Right, they get to Lively from Makoviak out to the 23-yard line for a short gain.
And did not get out of bounds, so the clock still runs.
Another pass. This one's a short one to Dieters. Takes a big shot on the play by Abrams. That gets out to the 25 or 26-yard line for their gain of about 3.
Boy, he did take a shot. Yeah. Abrams come up and really put a hard hit on him out of bounds. You see here on the replay.
Well, in the game going on across the valley, BYU strikes first.
Okay, how about that? Oh, you've
field
got it
goal.
up here in front of us. All right.
It's short field goal, so 3-0 BYU leads that one. Spoiler alert. I'm supposed to say that before I say it, right? Pass falls incomplete on the far side of the field, but a pass interference flag will come in as Makoviak tries to connect with Dieters.
Yeah, I think Herdsman got there just a little bit early. We'll see here. I think on the replay we'll have it pulled up here. You can see, and this should give Summit Academy a new set of downs. But I don't know. Now they're talking about it here, so I'm not sure. Not sure what the discussion is, but who you got in that one tonight over on the hill across the valley?
Well, I'll be rooting for the guys in blue tonight.
Okay.
So I'm obviously, I have a hard time picking against teams that I root for, so we'll just say them. But it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a battle.
I'd like to see, I really would like to see.
Offsetting penalties here, Ken, as they call pass interference and ineligible receiver downfield.
Wow, so once again that gets called, and that hurts them.
Yep, so they'll replay the down.
I'd like to see BYU kind of bust things up and get into the playoffs, kind of tip things up upside down there. Usually it's the teams back, SEC, those kind of teams are getting all the publicity.
Dropping back to passes, Makoviak throws across the middle, has Edmonds for a first down to the 40-yard line.
Wow, about a 15-yard strike, and I was thrown on a rope. And Edmonds makes the catch, gets up to the 40, and a new set of downs. So still life here for the Bears.
Proch clocked in at 3:45. Pass again to Edmonds, and he can't quite haul it in. It was on his fingertips. He tried to kind of toss it to himself and couldn't quite bring it in.
I was at the BYU basketball game last night, Robert, and I'm telling you what, Coach Young has got some talent there. I think you're going to see a kid, I want to say, is it Igor Demon?
Yeah, Igor Demon
looked
good.
Really good last night. I think you'll see him in the NBA next year. Go watch them if you get a chance.
Trips right, one to the left, handoff to Larson, and he is swallowed up for a loss of a yard back to the 39.
Waiting, just standing there waiting for him. From Emery, big 58, Caleb O'Neill, the 6', 255 offensive lineman, defensive tackle, I should say.
3rd and 11, pass complete to Meredith, but only a gain of 2 yards to the 41. That'll make it 4th and 9, and Summit Academy is going to use, I believe, a timeout. Yes, they are. So a timeout called by the Bears with 3:19 to go. Emery leading 31-20 in this 2A semifinal. On TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
You're watching live high school sports action on TeamHive.live.
3:19 to go in this 2A semifinal game between number 2 Emery, number 6 Summit Academy. 31-20 Emery leads. Summit Academy facing 4th and 9 at their own 41-yard line.
Let's see who you go to. Maybe one of the big receivers here. You've got to get it right to the midfield stripe.
3 receivers bunch left. Makoviak takes a snap. Nope, this is going to be on the carry. Lively, a direct snap on the Wildcat. A flag flies on the far side of the field. We'll see what the call is here. It was Lively that came in there at the quarterback position to run that Wildcat, and it went nowhere. No gain on the play, but let's see what the penalty is.
Emery's acting like it's against. Yep, motion.
That will be declined. Turnover on downs by the Bears.
That's a tough one there for the Summit Academy Bears. I don't know if somebody didn't get set. I mean, they went with something that they normally don't do a lot of with the Wildcat there, and it just didn't quite go off like they would like it to have gone, obviously. And now you almost got to get a turnover right here.
Emery defense got the job done. Now they're going to try to wrap it up offensively. Summit Academy does still have 2 timeouts left. Gilbert will be in the gun. He's going to send Herdsman in motion. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff to Johnson. Gives it to Herdsman on the end around. Cuts up the middle. And he'll be brought down. Looked like the ball might have popped loose for a second there, but Emery maintains possession across the 40 to the 39.
Boy, he ran a long ways to get those 3 yards as he came from the near side across the formation and then cut it back up inside. Well, I'll tell you what, Robert, that ball did kind of come out right there at the end.
So second down at about 7.5 here for the Spartans. And now I assume they will let the clock wind down. I thought they would do that on the punt, but they didn't. So we'll see if they do it here.
They really should let it go down inside of 5. Snap it with about 3, actually.
Gonna snap it with 7. Hand off to Johnson, left side. Gets hit, and he'll be brought down after a gain of about 2 more yards to the 36.
And if they've got a timeout, I would think they may want to take it right here.
They have 2 timeouts left. Looks like they're going to save them.
Wait for the 3rd down play after this one.
Yeah, clock approaching 2 minutes. It'll be able to go close to a minute 45.
They can still take another 20 seconds off.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of time to come off the clock right there after that play.
3rd and 5. Gilbert gives to Johnson in the middle, and he'll be brought down. No gain. And haven't seen the
unless they're out. I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure they've got the 2. And now they will call timeout, but they let a lot of time tick off the clock there before that timeout came. And it'll be 4th and 5 for the Spartans as Summit Academy uses their 2nd timeout of the half. We're going to go ahead and keep it right here with 1:28 to go.
So, yeah, big call here for both teams, obviously. Minute 28. I mean, is it feasible? Absolutely. But you got to have a couple of things go your way here. First, you got to get the stop. And I think Emery may kick this one away. I think they're going to punt this and try and pin Summit Academy deep, make them go what they think maybe 90 yards to try and get a score.
Yeah.
Probably smart decision right here.
So Atwood is out there. Nope, snapped it to Yost, the up back, and he is not going to get the 1st down as it gets brought down to the 32-yard line. He'll be short by about a yard.
You know what? I don't mind that call, Robert, because if you do punt this one away and it gets into the end zone, which is a distinct possibility, it could. Really, the only difference is about 12, 13 yards there. And so, they figured the chance was worth it right there, and they almost got it.
So Summit Academy still has 1 timeout, down 2 scores with 1:23 to go in the game. Trips left, 1 receiver to the right. Makoviak drops the pass, steps up, going to throw to the right side.
Nice.
That'll be caught by Meredith. He steps out of bounds at the 46-yard line for a 1st down.
Boy, and that's a hard throw to make all the way across the field there to the sideline, and he threw it right on the money. You see the arm strength he has, and he throws a strike. And then a nice job to go up and get that ball and then get both feet down inside.
First down to the 46 for the Bears. Double twin set. Makoviak takes the snap, drops the pass. Quick pass. That one's going to be caught by Edmonds, and he'll step out of bounds at the 49-yard line for a gain of 3.
Yeah, just short little gain. And again, Emery is content to give you the short stuff. As long as they keep you in front, don't let anybody get behind, that they're okay with giving you 3-4 yards like that. Pretty soon, I would think someone's got to take a shot downfield, and it might be right here.
Trips left, 2 to the right, empty backfield for Makoviak. Going to throw another underneath route. That one's caught by Larson. He'll go out of bounds. It'll make it 3rd and short of the 45-yard line in Emery territory.
Okay, very effective. Just that clock is starting to become even more of an enemy. And here's, in my opinion, here's the play to take a shot downfield to the end zone, because I think you can still come back on a 4th down if you don't get it and get a yard.
Double twin set. Emery in some prevent defense. They do drop back. Makoviak, he's going to throw across the middle, overthrows Edmonds. It falls incomplete. 4th down.
Yeah, just overshot his big wide receiver coming across the middle of the 35, and took a hit after he let it go as well.
So
didn't see who the pressure came. Yeah.
1:06 to go. 31-20. Emery leads. Last chance here for Summit Academy. Trying to extend their game, their season. Trips left, 2 to the right, empty backfield. Larson pumps, going to throw underneath, and he's going to get hit right as the ball got there, it looks like. Wondered if it might be early, but it'll be an incomplete pass and a turnover on downs.
See if we can see it right here on the replay. Ooh,
yeah, he got hit early, but didn't see it to the officials, so a turnover on downs is the call. And Emery takes over.
Yeah, it's a tough one there with 1:01 to go. I thought he could have turned and run for it if he wanted to, but he's got some really good receivers out there and really made a nice throw on it. Just didn't work out for him. Then you could just about kneel this one out now, I believe.
Yeah, 1 timeout left. Gilbert takes the snap, going to give the handoff, and nowhere to go on that one. Right up the middle for Yost. No gain. Summit Academy does not use their final timeout. So once it gets under 40 seconds, Emery can take a knee, and that would wrap this one up. The Spartans will move on to the state championship against San Juan next Saturday. And
there's your
now Summit Academy is going to use their final timeout. They did it under 40 seconds, which still allows Emery to just take the knee and end it.
Yeah.
We'll keep it right here. But again, the Spartans will play San Juan in the state championship next Saturday, 4 o'clock at Southern Utah University. And should be a fun one there between these two teams that really like to spread it out and throw it.
I'm telling you what, you could see a 80, 90-point game down there in that one, because both these teams can put points on the board in a hurry. That'll be a fun one to watch. Again, maybe I can look ahead and see what the weather forecast looks like, and see if you get a little rain or snow in that one, it could affect a few things, but still, it's going to be a fun day with 4 games, I believe you mentioned, Dan?
Yeah. 8-man, 1A, 2A, 3A, 1A, 2A, 3A, and 8-man. So, and Emery will get into victory formation. Take the snap. There's the knee, and that'll do it. So the Spartans with a 31-20 win over the Summit Academy Bears. The Bears will have their season come to an end here today, just a few miles from home in Bluffdale at Zions Bank Stadium, and the Emery Spartans will play in the state championship next Saturday in Cedar. We'll take the break and come back with our post-game show next here on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
This school year will be different.
This year, I'll do my assignments on time.
I will listen to my teacher.
I solemnly swear.
I won't eat any glue.
I'll do my homework every night.
Every night.
Research? No problem.
School? I got this.
This year will be different. Visit Centricom.com to power your education with the best internet experience. Everyone succeeds with School to the Power of Centricom.
As a urologist, my job includes treating kidney stones, diagnosing, treating prostate cancer, and other disorders of the urinary system. Here at CVMC, specialists and primary care physicians all work very closely together.
As a family physician, being able to have continuity of care and direct relationships with our specialists is something we're very fortunate to have here.
I'm Dr. David Sewell, board-certified urologist. I'm proud to provide state-of-the-art care here at Central Valley Medical Center.
You're watching live high school sports action on TeamHive.live.
Welcome back here to Zions Bank Stadium in Harriman as the Emery Spartans with a 31-20 win over the Summit Academy Bears, making a 1 versus 2 matchup in the 2A state championship next Saturday against number 1 San Juan. And Ken, your takeaway from this game?
You know, first half was very much what I expected, more of a shootout. A little more scoring in that first half. The second half was more of a defensive battle as both teams made adjustments coming out of the half. And boy, you know what, a great effort, spirited effort there by the Summit Academy Bears. They really did come out with a great game plan, gave Emery everything that they wanted. Head coach Justin Wilbur's got to be proud of his young man for the effort they put in here tonight. And they'll be back. They'll be back. They're young. They've got a lot of young kids. How many freshmen and sophomores did we say? There was a lot. Quite a few that were out there playing. So, you know, I know it's hard to see the disappointment on their faces, but nonetheless, a great effort by the Bears here on a Saturday night to finish up their season. Now the Spartans did what they needed to do. They came out and really opened up the offense in that first half, scored on their first 4 drives. And then from then on out, Robert, may I say they kind of managed the game. They managed the rest of the way and made sure they had the game in hand. Even though there it was a one-score game, and then they got the field goal, which I really think was a really good choice by their coach to say, let's kick it and get that 2 score. There's just something about it when you see it on the board when you go, I've got to get 2 scores instead of the 1. It just, you know, mentally it wears on you if you're other team. But anyway, once they got that 2 scores, they just managed the game the rest of the way, did what they need to, controlled the ball, and was able to basically kneel it out at the end. So I'm really excited to see the game next week between Emery and San Juan, 2 teams that can get up and down the field in a hurry. And I think there's going to be a lot of points scored. So it'll be fun to sit back and watch that one.
Yes, it will. That's for sure. In fact, you talk about what Summit Academy did. I have them finishing with 379 yards to Emery's 352.
Wow. Okay. I wouldn't have guessed that, to be honest with you. I know, Emery scored in a hurry, but I thought they would have had more yards.
Only 80 yards in the second half for the Spartans.
So, boy, hand it to the coaching staff from Summit Academy. They made the adjustments they needed to, and they really shut down those big plays and kept themselves in it.
Let's take a look at how, well, as soon as Brad James gets to some of those other stats we can look at and try to break those down. He's still working on those, so I'll give you what I've got here. First out for the Spartans as they get the win. Of those 78 rushing yards, leading the way there was Jackson Johnson, 11 carries for 48. Ty Yost, 8 carries for 15 yards. And Trevin Gilbert, 2 carries for 70 yards. And then Herdsman had 2 carries for 8 yards in the game for the Spartans. Passing-wise, I have Gilbert finishing at 13 for 23 for 274 yards, 4 touchdowns. He did throw 1 interception. And leading receiver was Porter Herdsman, 6 catches for 131 and 2 scores. Deacon Mangum, 2 catches for 57 yards and a touchdown. And Ty Yost, 2 catches for 47 yards and a touchdown. Hayden Abrams with 2 catches for 32 yards. And Braxton Butler, 1 catch for 7 yards in the game for Emery.
Yeah, so they spread the wealth around, that's for sure. A lot of kids getting involved in there, and really, really nice numbers there for the Spartans.
Taking a look now at the Summit Academy Bears as they were a 175 rushing, 204 passing in this game. Liam Larson goes 22 carries for 89 yards on the night. And it was Kyle Lively, 6 carries for 40 yards and a touchdown. And then Preston Makoviak, 6 carries for 25 yards. Calvin Lyman, 3 carries for 9 yards. Braden Dieters, 1 carry for 8. Cumbie had 1 carry for 4. And Bronson Dixon had 3 carries for 0 yards, but a touchdown.
Yeah, and again, a great effort by the Bears. They came in with a fantastic game plan. I knew coming in they had athletes all over the field, and they showed tonight why they were here and why they belonged in this semifinal game, because they got kids that can flat out play the game.
Yes, they do. Then you take a look at the passing wise for Makoviak. I have him finishing 19 for 35 for 204 yards. Becca Meredith, 8 catches for 91 yards. Kyle Lively, 4 for 72 and a touchdown. Bo Edmonds, 4 for 27. And Liam Larson, 2 catches for 9 yards for the Bears.
So, yeah, great effort on both sides from both teams. I was just thinking here as you was going through those stats that these 2 head coaches that are going to meet next week with their teams, neither one's going to get a whole lot of sleep this weekend. They're going to be up looking at game film, game planning, figuring out. Both these teams have the offense to win ball games. They've got to figure out, how do we stop the other team? How do we shut down what they've been doing? Because, San Juan comes in averaging 50 a game.
Yep.
And Emery, what did you say? They came in averaging a bunch.
Yeah.
They put up a ton last week. So, yeah, as a coach.
Around 36 a game.
Okay.
Right
so
there.
the coaches are going to sit down together, and they're going to figure this out all weekend long. They'll be figuring, okay, come Monday with these kids, this is what we've got to do, and figure out how we're going to shut the other team down. So it's going to be fun.
Yes, it will be. That's for sure. We'll watch for that next week in that state championship. It's been a good 2 days here as we've got the championships now met in the 8-man game at 10 o'clock on Saturday. It'll be number 1 Rich versus number 2 Monticello. In the 1A game, it'll be number 1 Beaver versus number 3 Kanab. In the 2A game, it'll be number 1 San Juan versus number 2 Emery. And in the 3A game, number 1 Morgan versus number 2 Richfield. So the only anomaly there is number 3 Kanab.
Yeah, absolutely. Kanab come in and really got a great win.
Yeah.
They kind of surprised a few people. I mean, they've got the talent, and they're a good team. North Summit came in undefeated, which I kind of thought they might get the win, but I guess that's why you play the games.
Yeah.
And so all those games down there, really, every one of them should be a real good game. Entertaining, to say the least.
That's right. That's going to pretty well do it for us here. As again, congratulations to the Emery Spartans and a great season as well for the Summit Academy Bears as Emery wins 31-20. Ken, any final thoughts?
No, it's just been a pleasure. Always enjoy working with you, Robert. I'm amazed how fast the football season goes. We just started up the other day, and here we are. I always say, football for most schools is kind of your flagship sport. At least it kicks off the year, and when your football goes well, it kind of sets a tone for the whole year for your school. And so I appreciate all the young men, the coaches, the battle. Football is not an easy sport. It's a rough sport. Kids are out there knocking heads every day, and so to all those teams that have finished up their season now, there's just a few left that are playing for the state trophy, but there's so much more that comes out of high school athletics. And I appreciate the fact of all the young men and the young women, too, that are out there performing. And we roll on. We get into basketball now, into wrestling, and the other sports will come. And so that's one thing I love about high school athletics is it's the purest form of athletics out there. Nobody's playing for big money. Right. The NIL deals haven't, well, as far as I know, haven't reached the high school yet. We hope they don't for now. They're out there playing for their team, for their teammates, their school, and their community, and so that's why I love it so much. So thank you for letting me be a part of this. It's been a fun ride.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate your help. And again, a great crew here this weekend. We've had several people here. Barry Hilton behind us running everything back here. Adam Coombs, Joe Williams, Claire Hilton. And there's a wave from Barrett. And but
is Barrett kind of like Oz, the Wizard of Oz? He's kind of the man behind the curtain. He's back there running everything. He's kind of like that. He does so much.
So
there he is.
But again, a great crew here, as always, that Centricom Team Hive.live puts together, and appreciate, of course, Jason back at the Mid-Utah radio station studios and everything that the radio side of things does for the coverage as well. And again, a lot of great broadcasters here this weekend as well, helping out with our coverage. We'll look forward to one more weekend of high school football next Saturday, the state championships at the Eccles Coliseum on the campus of Southern Utah University. He's Ken Nelson. I'm Robert Lovell. Thank you for watching, and have a great night and a great weekend, everybody.
You've been watching exciting live high school football action on TeamHive.live. This sports broadcast has been brought to you by sports-minded sponsors. Join us next time for exciting high school football action on TeamHive.live.